Hey, Sue, how many of these we get
Is
on
it?
here?
What?
Where's the California crew?
I don't know. I thought
We
they.
got the Virginia
I
crew
hope
down
she-
there.
I hope
Sue
she
said
comes
We
on.
got the
she was
Richmond crew.
Oh,
interested.
Mark's got the picture back there, huh?
Yeah, you've seen that.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I
that
see the
picture?
picture.
Carter, do you want to come and say
That's here, Grandma.
And Mo's.
cousins?
Here, if I can do it
That's
right.
what?
See you.
Grandma here is right there.
Oh, gosh. Hard to see.
This isn't the one, this
That was-
isn't the picture that we all got copies of. It's not the 1927 picture, right, Mark?
Wait,
No, it's an earlier one.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
this is.
Oh.
My
it-
wife left me. She went back to watch football.
That's what she said she was gonna do.
Yeah.
So, Mark, the person you pointed to, is that our grandma or great grandma?
Our grandma.
Grandma.
Okay.
And I'm here. It looks
Oh, there
small
I
for me.
see
I
her.
think that's great grandpa, I think, right there. Like rice. These are the rice.
What happened to Susie? Sue left.
They're in the applesauce.
Yeah,
Applesauce.
yeah, they're
Hello, Stoner cousin.
Hey, there's Ron.
Hello, Stoner cousin. Hey, Jerry.
Why are you wearing a hat inside?
He always wears a hat.
Keep my head warm.
Head.
Look at that. There's no hair to keep my head warm.
Okay, I brought a picture. Can you see
Who's
it?
down in the corner? I can't see who that is.
Who's down there?
I can see the picture. Oh,
There's-
it's
Oh, there's
Grandma and
Jim.
Minnie.
Hey, Jim.
Where's the picture?
Grandma Minnie, huh?
Wait.
So,
There she
Judy,
is.
is that the
Yeah.
latest picture in a picture technology?
What do you,
Yeah.
Oh, Grandma
It's
and
hard for
Minnie.
me to know where the
Grandma.
lens is.
You have to hold it up a little higher, Judy.
Yeah,
That's a nice
hold it up
picture.
higher.
Yeah, there, that's good.
well, what's going to happen? We have to get more on here. We don't have enough room for anybody else.
Well,
Does
that's
it condense?
You obviously
takes
don't
pretty-
do Zoom all day, Jerry, and see how it squeezes.
I never saw it work before, Jim. I don't know.
Oh, no, it keeps going.
Oh,
You
it's
get
Jim.
about
Go on.
20
Wow.
you get about 20 on there or something like that.
You can't even see then, huh?
Hi,
Oh, everybody
Molly.
gets small.
Jim, you are so much your dad. Your voice.
Well, I almost said about everybody. God, it looks like you got the previous generation. Like we went back 30 years, and there's everybody 30 years ago, and looking just like their parents.
I
So
bet.
Jerry has a little more hair than Dad, but otherwise.
Yeah, well. So where's the California crew?
Yeah, I don't know. You mean Sue?
Yeah,
She should be on.
I doubt if Dan.
Yeah.
I doubt
I
if
thought-
Dan.
He's partying over Biden's win.
Yeah.
I know
Hi,
Sue
Molly.
wanted to come.
Hi.
Yeah,
I know
Sue.
Sue wanted to come, and Anna talked to her, and she really wanted to come, but she was a little concerned that people would talk about politics. And she doesn't
No.
want to talk about politics.
We
Mark
have better
says no
things to
politics.
talk about.
But Anna has been talking with her, and Sue really wanted to come.
But isn't
There
isn't
she
she going to
is.
come?
There she
There
is.
she is.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. We were just talking about you.
Where's Sue? I don't
Oh,
see her.
there she
Where's his Zoom? I don't see his Zoom working, Jim. I don't see Sue.
Are you?
she-
She's right
was there for a
beside
Oh, the
Ken.
other Sue. I thought we were talking about the Sue in California. I knew Sue was here.
It is
Jerry,
Jim California.
Jerry,
Oh,
here's what you
Hi,
do.
Jerry.
Jerry, you go up to the right-hand corner, the top right-hand
He's
corner.
here.
See where it says gallery view?
No.
Well,
You
put your-
see speaker
put your
view, it
cursor
says
to
either,
the top right hand. It either says speaker view or gallery view.
You have to click on view. Jerry.
I don't have a view. I have a REG.
No, click on view at the
Hey,
top.
Paul, I need your help here. I gotta get my wife.
Hey, it's good to
Click
see
on it
you.
and get everybody's picture. It looks like the Brady
So
Bunch.
click on view to get everybody a better.
Jerry,
What?
you could get really fancy and do screen share and show us what your problem is.
View.
View, where is it?
I don't know.
Why did I
Oh,
say
there we go. Now we
Jerry?
got all kinds of, over here. You
Is that Sylvia?
participants.
Let's
Do that
see.
again.
That's just.
Sandra, don't lick the board.
She
Let's see where
was
it's-
Switch camera.
Just pretend these are your cousins, Sandra.
Okay.
We are her cousins.
More.
More.
I'll call Sue and see what
Cat
the
meet
problem
meeting,
is.
minimize meeting, virtual
Hi,
background, raise
Judy.
hand.
Sue is here.
We
If
don't want
you
any of those.
Nah.
Sue's
Judy.
here.
We're working on this, Jim. We don't see anything.
What's he supposed, what do
she
you want me to do? He can't see you.
Moses,
She
can
just-
you send some pictures of the garden to me?
What
You just
garden?
you put zoom in?
No.
Our garden.
It's Zoom.
Sylvia's garden. Yeah, later, not now.
No, is there more people on than I can see?
I can, Sue. I'll do that.
I don't
Thank
think so, 'cause I
you.
went
Well, it's
in
not
with-
just
Maybe I'll
my
send you
garden
some
anymore,
flowers
Sue.
this year.
What we need.
How many
Right
people are
now
you
there's
seeing now?
11, Jerry, 11.
11.
Oh.
11 people or 11 boxes?
11
11
people. Well, 11.
11 boxes.
2 is just words, but they're 11
11 people.
Yeah,
boxes.
Putting us in
I
boxes,
see 9.
Jerry.
I see
Sue, can
9.
you
See
make
11
it so
people.
we
1,
can
2,
see you?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, 11 people.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I-
Sue from California, can you make it so we can see you?
Oh, maybe I didn't put it in. Did you grab one?
Can you
Hit the
see
grass.
us?
That's what
Just
it is.
a
There's a grass
second.
box.
Tracy
Okay.
from Florida. I just
So the
talked
Cal-
to Tracy from Florida, and I mean, Ken and Florida's daughter Tracy's coming on,
Oh, good.
Okay.
and I've been trying to get on Joyce Engel from Genesee, New York, but
Well, I can't see you, Sue. You got to put your picture up.
I know I'm not in the mood. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Jerry.
Push some buttons or something.
There's Susie.
No, I know where it is. I
Hey,
just got
Sue.
on the wrong thing. I have a vision problem. So there we go. I can get on. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm just trying to look who's on and quick talk to people. I was hoping to see Jim Martin's
We're
son,
here.
because I
Hey,
haven't
they're
seen
there.
his picture. I see them. I'm just talking about who I'd hope to see. Jim Martin's son.
Well, we
so I'm
can't see you, Sue.
Sandra's there.
I know, Judy.
She's
I'm too
choosing.
busy looking at
It
who's
sounds
there.
like Grandma Stoner's living room when everybody was talking at once.
Well, Sylvia, let's see. I'm looking who's on there. Okay, Sue and Delmar, great. My
Well,
brother.
Sue, you're
loves
not on there. Get your
everybody
face
in
on there.
Jimmy's family. My brother's always talking about Aunt Jimmy's family. She loves everybody. He loves everybody in that family. And let's see. Okay, I'm just
That's
looking
nice
who's
to
on
hear.
there.
Where's
So you
Dick,
had a
Jim?
bad hair day.
Sylvia's there.
So if
Where's-
you go to the upper right
where's
hand
Dick?
corner in view,
I'm just texting Dick right now in case he forgot. 'Cause
I
think-
texted a whole bunch of people today.
All right,
Um,
Sue's taking care of it. She's taking inventory.
Okay, Jerry, here's my picture quick.
Is that you, Rosalie?
there you go. Yay.
I
Hi,
don't see
Rosalie.
Sue. What do I
Yeah, I
got?
can see you.
Hi, Rosalie.
Hi, everyone.
I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I think it's been since Robin's wedding.
Jim, tell me what I
think
got to
so.
do to expand this scope here. I don't have Sue.
Where is Rosalie?
I'm right up here, cousin Sue. Right up here.
You don't have to do anything.
No, Rosalie, where do you live?
Oh, Chicago. I'm in Hyde
I'm
Park.
just trying to get everybody on.
Gary,
You're in that.
Gary,
Yeah, I'm in
Well, there's
Hyde.
more people on
Hyde
than I can
Park.
see.
if you click on gallery, you'll get her.
Click on
Gallery?
view.
Yeah, I did
Top
click
right,
on
there should
gallery.
be
That was
view.
right
Jerry, just get
Where's
your
that?
hammer out.
here. You did, I clicked on gallery to get you into this.
Well,
If
that's
you
not
click
the
on the
problem.
top, in the top
Gavel.
right,
We're trying to
in the top
Got
right,
the
expand
gavel
this.
to get these people
You.
organized.
I can't see.
Depending
you.
on what kind
Just fill
of
in your mouth.
system you're on, you might not see as many, but then you can scroll to the right or the left. There should be an arrow on the other side to
Uh-oh.
see more people. You might not be able to see everybody?
Okay, there's Sue. Now I got it. I got it.
Great. Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
I got the Sue's. I got both the Sue's. And there's more.
Jerry, you're a crack up.
Vaseline down
I
there.
knew Jerry was
Oh,
gonna
there's Molly.
entertain us.
I got all kinds of new ones now.
Hey, I'm Molly.
Hey, how you doing, Rosalie?
Great.
Where is
Good,
she?
good to
Oh,
see
my
Rosalind's,
goodness.
where's she at?
I'm in
I want to
Chicago.
talk to Molly. I
Chicago.
love her things that she puts on Facebook.
you.
I
Thanks,
want to
Sue.
see what it looks like in Vermont right now.
Oh, it was 70 degrees today and gorgeous.
Yeah, it was-
Wow.
I know. I want to see Molly, all the, the scenery.
No,
and-
I gotta
Beautiful. Come
scroll to
visit.
get everybody in. That's
Cousin
all.
Jerry, as
Well,
the token
Jerry, I have
millennial,
to too.
as the token millennial, I suggest that you see if there's a button in the top right called view.
That's
You
what
see
you.
it? View, top right.
Your
I see-
non-millennial dad already tried this.
I see more.
Believe it or not.
Okay, good. If you see view in the top right, click on it and you should have the options of speaker, gallery, and full screen. So you could try select gallery and I can see all 13 people right now. Can you?
Select.
Gallery view.
I don't see that. Yet. See, I'm on an iPad. I got this.
Okay.
You might not be
Well,
able to
I'm
see
on an
more than
iPad.
9.
You on an iPad? You see everybody? Wait. there's-
I can see 8 at a time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 8 or
Okay.
9 on an iPad.
okay.
probably.
That's
And
see
last
9 at a
time
time.
I was on an iPhone. I can't
The
use a
other
computer.
thing, Jerry, is, at the very top, touch there's a straight line, there's a little thing with squares, and then there's an X. Put your arrow on the thing with squares.
My arrow.
Your little arrow.
What
Take
arrow?
it.
I don't have an arrow. I have a
Yes, you
finger.
do.
If you have a touch screen, it might need to be your finger.
You have an arrow that is what do you guys call the arrow?
Cursor.
The cursor. So take
This
the
will take
cursor.
too long. I'm okay. I'll just scroll back and forth. I'll just have to. If I scroll, then I can get the next set on. See, if I
Jerry,
go
we're
back,
getting
I
a
get
view.
everything.
Well, that's good.
Barry, we're meanwhile getting a beautiful view of your mustache and mouth.
I can see
Jerry.
Marcia's house. Okay, I
Hey,
haven't
Jerry,
seen that in
it's
20
really,
years.
really try, okay? Okay, so take your cursor and just put it on that square.
Jim's laughing. He knows I'm never going to get this.
Yes, you know? Just
He's
go,
doing fine.
go slow.
Oh my gosh. It takes
Well,
Jerry
hey,
to entertain us.
I would give up on these instructions. I could just go back and forth. That'll take all night.
Yeah, you
Okay.
might have to
Go
just scroll
back
back
and
and forth.
Yeah, I can scroll. I'm okay. I
Yeah.
just can't get everybody at the same time.
That's just because of the size of your screen.
I
You can only
brought,
do 4 on a phone and
I
8 on
brought
an iPad.
something that is about our parents' childhood.
All
Oh,
right.
cool.
let's go.
So Mark, how are you organizing this?
It's not organized. I think it's set so that you want to share a screen? You want to share
Oh.
something that you have on
I
your
wa-
screen?
You said to bring something to share, so I wanted to bring this story that my dad told me about when he was a kid, and I thought you guys would like it because it's like about the whole family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, if I read it, it takes about, I timed it, it was about 3 minutes.
Great.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote this on March 12th. I always yell when I'm on these Zoom meetings, so I'll try to be. I wrote it March 12th at 1979. Okay. So I was having a conversation with my dad and I went upstairs and I was a teenager and I went upstairs and I wrote everything he said right away so it wouldn't be forgotten. I'm writing because last night Dad was telling me about his childhood and I never want to forget anything I've heard about it. Dad said that he had a very happy and good childhood, that he had a lot of good, clean fun. On just about every Sunday, either they would go visit relatives or relatives would visit them. Everyone had big families and they would always play lots of games. I can just picture it. He said they didn't get any electricity in his house until he was 17. Before then, he studied by the old gas lights. Then it says, Dad said that Grandma loved children and she loved us very much. He said she was always a very easygoing person. She never expected too much from life, and when things went well, it made her happy. She didn't get upset over things. He said that none of the children, Dad's sisters and brothers, were ever as easygoing as Grandma. They're all more uptight, Dad said. Maybe because they always had to compete with each other. He said Uncle John was probably the least uptight. Dad said his father was also very easygoing. He said he had a lot of animals and he was very gentle. Dad had said his father only spanked him once. Aunt Molly said, I can't do this without laughing. Aunt Molly said he needed a spanking. So she held him down and his father spanked him. Okay. Dad said he always had a very good relationship with his father. He also said that at the dinner table, he would sit next to his father.
There's John.
And when he was sad, his father would just give his ear a little twist. Dad said that the aunts always called Grandma Susie, and they would talk in the old Pennsylvania Dutch accent. The end.
Thank you, Beth.
That's special.
Yeah, that's impressive that you thought to write that down.
I know. Yeah, I went running up the stairs and I wrote it down right away.
Sorry, Dad. I'm afraid I don't record every conversation I have with you. I've never written any notes on your childhood, Dad, but maybe I'll
That's
start.
all right. That's all right. My dad told me completely different stories than he told Beth. He probably told John different ones and Molly different ones too. So.
Hey, I heard different stories too.
I wonder if his view that his parents were both very easygoing had anything to do with his being the 12th of 12 kids.
Yeah.
They were probably a little numb.
That's good.
A little bit like Jill in our family. She grew like a weed, they said, because they were tired.
Where's Uncle Dick? Uncle Dick had a great video that he showed us of, I guess it was Aunt Lib and, oh my gosh, Uncle
Mike.
No, it wasn't Uncle Ike. It was Aunt Lib.
Mike.
That's right. It was Uncle, but Uncle Mike wasn't one of the siblings.
No, he was Aunt Lib's husband.
No, right. There was them, but then it was also Aunt Lib and another one of the uncles who was her brother talking about their parents.
Oh, Uncle Art, Uncle
Charlie,
Art.
Dan?
Yeah. I think it was the one Aunt Molly said, Uncle Art.
Art, maybe?
Yeah, no, it was really, I can do an imitation of it, but I don't have
Oh,
the
let's
video.
hear.
Yeah,
Let's do the imitation.
it was really sweet because they were both a little, I think it was, I guess Cousin Sue was videotaping them. This was in the 1980s. And so everyone was
1987.
1987. So you probably remember what they said, but I was very impressed with it because they were both feeling a little awkward about being on the video camera. And so Cousin Sue asked, well, what do you remember about your mother? And it was kind of hard to understand Uncle Art, but it sounded something like,
None of us
Uncle Art
ever
wasn't
understood
there.
him. Anybody
She's a
understand
good
Uncle Art?
cook. She made pudding, lots of pudding. And then cousin Sue asked, well, what about
Art
your,
wasn't there.
no, then who was it?
Uncle Art wasn't there. I sent the
No?
video to everybody in Sylvia's family, Aunt Ginny's, because it was very important to my brother for me to send it. Then I
Yes,
sent
so
it
I
to
have it.
everybody where I stayed. And I sent a copy to Marcia, I think, told me she was going to give a copy to her siblings.
I didn't get
And
it.
I have that. I have it, Sue.
But who was it then? If it wasn't Uncle Art, who would it have been?
That was Uncle
well,
Mike.
Bonnie,
Maybe-
I can tell you.
Yeah, who was it? He was really adorable, but I don't know who it was.
Was it
Well,
Dan?
Uncle Dan was
Maybe.
talking a lot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought Sharon was going to be on here. Sharon told me she
Okay.
was going to be on here, and I thought Ken and Florida's daughter was coming on. I was trying to get the whole family on, but anyway, Bonnie interviewed Uncle Charlie, and I was interviewing Uncle Dan and Aunt Lib.
That's the one. That's what it was. It was so sweet.
We were all trying to interview everybody about their parents, the living siblings.
I would be interested to hear more about our grandfather, just because he was deceased before I was born, and I was always curious about our grandparents. The family is kind of interesting, and I just would like to get some background on what especially our grandfather,
Well, what they said
just
in
his
the video,
personality and so on.
I don't know. They said the only thing they would say about him in the part of the video that I saw was that he always had his sleeves rolled up. They kept coming back to the point that he always had his sleeves rolled up. So I don't know if that maybe that indicates he was always working hard or.
Yeah, was that literal or metaphoric?
No, that I'm not sure, but they kept saying, cousin Sue kept asking them and they kept saying, he always had his sleeves rolled up. His sleeves were always rolled up. So it was really sweet.
I don't know how to make copies right now, or I'd be sending it to people. The place where I made the copies is out of business.
Uncle Dick has it.
Otherwise,
He
I'd
might,
send it to the other cousins. What about
Uncle
Jim
Dick
Martin?
has
Not Jim Martin, Jim Stoner. Have you seen it? At your mother's house, I think. It was Aunt Lois that told me she loved it.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
Sue, I have it.
Yeah, I have it. I just came across
Maybe Beth can make some copies and give it to her siblings.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you guys don't have it because I think Sue made a lot of copies.
I did.
Great. It's absolutely great.
I remember seeing it, but I don't know if I have a copy.
Does anybody have it digitally?
Yeah, if you get it digitally, you can just share it.
Yeah.
Well, you were a baseball star, cousin Jerry. You were a baseball star. You and my dad and Uncle Dick were baseball stars in that film.
I always remember the Martins in the baseball games.
Yeah.
They were always
they were all there. Yeah.
They were like the home run family.
Yeah. Well, the only one to compete with Bobby and those guys was Ronnie Warner.
Yeah.
He's the only one to get that far.
That's exactly right.
The only story I have of Grandpa.
Oh, Jerry, you hit a couple of good homers and.
Well, that was a long time ago.
You got to third base a good bit.
Yeah, I could never make it home though.
Judy, what was the story I ever heard in our family about Grandpa Stoner was that I don't know if you all know this, but I had whooping cough when Jerry was born. So they didn't bring Jerry home from the hospital. He stayed in the hospital as an infant. And they said that I used to crawl up on Grandpa Stoner's lap and cough and cough and cough. That he would hold me while I was coughing. That's the only story I know about Grandpa. Do you remember that story, Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
He remembers it too.
I remember being told.
Yeah.
But you know, the other week I met a new cousin that I didn't know before. Our neighbor, I found out that to another friend that we were cousins. So he invited us over for lunch, Paula and I, and here his grandmother was sisters with our grandmother, and his name's Don Hess, And we went through all the family trees and everything. He had a whole book, and turns out we're third cousins. So I have a neighbor here that for the last 7 years, I finally met, that he's my third cousin. I didn't even know it. So it's a small world.
I think half of Lancaster is related to us.
Well, and I told some people this on Facebook, but the other month, this summer, I discovered our generation is fifth cousins once removed from George Lucas, the filmmaker. So,
what?
So Rosalie, that makes you 6 cousins with George Lucas.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was big news in our family. My son thought that was so cool.
Finally, a famous.
We
Never heard
thought
that.
this was just like.
I wonder how many other 6th cousins George Lucas has out there.
Yeah.
A couple thousand.
My mom always made it a point to inform me if I was dating my 3rd cousin.
You know, I've heard that. Is it true the Mennonites marry cousins sometimes?
Well, it depends on how far out you go. Sue and Ron are cousins, right? Like, aren't you?
Beth, didn't you marry a cousin?
9 generations back. Somebody
Yeah.
came over from Europe.
Just look at how many people
and then somehow
have glasses.
Lots of generations.
And that gives you a sense of the
Hasn't
left
seemed to affect
inbreeding.
our children.
What was that? I didn't hear that.
I said, look
I
at
said,
how
I
many
think
of us have glasses.
9 generations.
That's just an indication of the level of inbreeding.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
on
why I went
the
to
outside.
That's why I went to Philadelphia for my spouse.
Marcia, don't you have, are you the one that has the list of all the things? Is it Grandpa Stoner's list of farming? Or is that the Denlinger side? I thought you had.
I have a little booklet that was
Yeah.
sort of his diary. And every single day it gives the weather. You know, occasionally there's other little things in it, but mostly it's today was sunny and it rained a little bit in the afternoon or whatever. It's his diary was.
That's what was important,
But
right?
wasn't there a list of what animals he had and how much they cost and what they sold or anything?
Well, there might have been a little bit of that in there. There might have been a little. I have it squirreled away in the desk somewhere.
Now, what was it?
I think that I got that when there was when stuff was being divided up at Grandma Stoner's house.
Oh, okay.
And like I was too young to, you know, like there's so many of us. I mean, I wasn't quote getting anything. And I think Uncle Jim picked a desk.
Mm-hmm.
And in the desk was this booklet. And so I was reading it and just thinking, oh, this is so wonderful. And Jim said, oh, you just take that. You may have that. You just take that. So I have always saved it because I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, I don't know if you remember the article I wrote about Uncle Jake in the newspaper, but that article came from somebody, I think it might have been Aunt Fern. Somebody gave me a letter that Jake wrote shortly after his wife left him.
Huh.
And that's where that story came from. But I can't remember who gave me the letter. Now that you say that, I have it somewhere. I have to dig it up. But
Judy, I have that. It's great. You're a great writer.
You have that article, you mean, but not the letter.
I have that one that you wrote. It's almost like it's sort of like a little story. Right?
It was for the newspaper called.
Like that?
Yeah.
I have a copy of it.
The column was called I Know a Story, so I tried to make it a story, yes.
I think I found that in Dad and Mom's things, and I made copies and brought it to the reunion one year.
Oh, yeah.
But I just
very nice.
that again because we found a copy when we were going through Mom's stuff. a bunch of money.
Wow, you all have copies? That amazes me. Yeah, but anyway.
No, that's a great one, Judy. You don't have, I guess.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
I can share it with everybody sometime. Maybe the
Oh,
next.
Wait a minute,
My
I
goodness,
got
there it
something
is.
completely new here. Here it is. We got Uncle Jake.
Oh my gosh, who had that?
Wow, Mark.
Did Mark dig that out?
How'd you get that, Mark?
Oh my gosh, I haven't looked at that in ages. All right, you can take it off. I'm embarrassed.
Wait a minute, I want to read it.
No, you're not going to read it. I'll give it to you later.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have lots of
Put
pictures.
it on the chat, Mark, and then we can download it. You put it on the chat.
Well, you got the wrong motorcycle in that story though, because he had a sidecar in his motorcycle.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Jerry, don't you remember that story? It was about the sheep coming. He used to
Well, I have two stories about that motorcycle. One story, he took me into the American Legion on the sidecar. It was a summer night, and I rode in the sidecar, and he took me into the American Legion in Lancaster, and I had a cheeseburger, and I think he had a beer and a cheeseburger. But anyway, on the way home, he goes, "We're going to take a different way home. We're going to take the 4-lane." And so we can really move. So we took 283. He called it the 4-lane. So we came home the 4-lane, and he really twisted that thing out. And the other story about that motorcycle, he used to help Dad strip tobacco in the wintertime, and he used to come over and stay at our farm over there at Snapper Dam Road. Well, one Friday night, he was coming for the week, and it was snowing. And Dad says, "Well, you better not come." Jake says, No, I'm coming. So he raised his motorcycle in a snowstorm, and the whole way, from up there in Shennick, and he got to the road. He got to the road out there. If you guys remember Snapper Dam Road in front of the farm over there, and he got stuck. He couldn't get it in the lane. He was stuck in the middle of the road, Snapper Dam Road. So he walks in, and he says to my dad, he's like, "I got to get some shovels. We got to get the motor out. We got to get the motor in tonight." No, it was blowing and carrying on. He goes, "Just let her sit. We'll get her in the morning." And Jake goes, No, give me some shovels. So I went out there. Dad wouldn't go out. I went out with Uncle Jake, and we shoveled the thing out, and somehow we got that motorcycle in the lane that night. And because he wasn't going to let her sit. But I'll never forget that.
I have some pictures from 1972, I think. Uncle Jake and Aunt Elizabeth and some of those. So I think I'll send them to Mark. I probably sent them to other people by now. Back about 12 years ago, I sent a whole bunch of pictures out to all different kinds of people, mostly in the Martin family again, because my brother kept telling me he loved Aunt Jenny and get more things to that family. So I don't know who has what.
Well, before I forget to ask you, before I forget to ask you, I'm sorry, I thought you were finished talking about the Stoners, but how are the fires out there? We haven't seen the news about that lately. It's been occupied by something else. The news.
Well, it's snowing in the mountains right now, the last couple of days. And we were in the 80s. We had great weather last week until Thursday. Okay. Today it's in the 50s. It's cooled way down and snowing in the mountains now. So that'll stop the fires.
Yeah.
And we need rain real bad, of course.
So you never had to evacuate, huh?
No, I haven't had to do that. I'm 3 blocks from the fire department. Okay.
Does that make you feel safe, Sue?
Well, a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Being I think I'm probably one of the oldest cousins on here. I tried to get a couple of older ones, and being that Molly's the youngest, she's just running around all the time having a great time, so that's why I like to, see some of her pictures and things, out in the woods.
Sue, did you want to check in with my joints about that?
With your what?
My joints, the knees, the hips.
Oh, I wonder, do we all have that? Okay, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure I quite feel like at the spring chicken you might be painting me to be.
I'm
Sue, we can't see
77
you.
and you're about 55, so that's quite a bit younger.
Yeah.
We can't
I
see
know.
you,
I
cousin
was in
Sue.
college when Beth was born. Okay. So I have pictures, a lot of pictures from 66 and 72. So I know I want to send them to Mark because I have Mark. He looked pretty young.
Yeah, but
So-
pot's legal out in California, so you got something to kill the pain that you can just get anytime.
Oh, yeah. My tenant is complaining about the guy next door smoking pot. A lot of things are legal out here. This is real different in California. So, well, I don't have anything else to say.
2 years.
Huh? What?
Yeah,
John,
Pennsylvania got
So
something.
I have a question.
Pennsylvania got some things right this election, but they didn't vote on that yet, John.
Oh, Beth was the most recent one out here, but
Nobody
Judy was
picked
out
up
here
on it,
2
Mark.
years
We're
ago.
okay.
I
got
was
it.
out
I got
last February, and Judy was out 2 years ago with Jill's daughter.
Now, Sue, I have a question that Anna was wondering, because Dan talks to Anna a lot. You talk to Anna some. I know Anna visits Dan, but she said, Dan said that everyone grew tobacco. And I said, I don't think everybody grew tobacco. Who grew tobacco in the family?
I don't think Molly did she? Molly, did you grow tobacco?
No, I'm talking about our.
Who are you talking about?
No.
Uncle Ike did.
I'm talking about our dad's brothers and sisters. Sue.
Well, they all did. Jake, Charlie,
did?
Dan, Ike,
Yeah.
Jim. I don't know if he farmed and a half when he was in college, probably.
What
Did he
about Aunt Lib?
Yeah, Mike grew tobacco.
Oh,
I used
they
to help
had
him
it.
strip.
That's funny because I thought only Uncle Ike grew tobacco. So that's an education.
No, that was a late years. Charlie grew tobacco.
They all
for
grew
years.
it and they all smoked it.
Dan grew tobacco. Jake grew tobacco. Art grew tobacco. I used to help Art plant tobacco.
Okay, because that's what Dan said. And I told Anna, I don't think they did. And I told her I'd have to check up on that.
Art rented farms over near East Petersburg, and he had an old what I'm thinking about the tractor. It was a funny tractor. What was a tractor with the tracks on? What do they call them? Caterpillar type tractors. He had an old Caterpillar tractor that we used to plant tobacco with.
Well,
Yeah.
did Sue and Sylvia and Jim, did your parents grow tobacco?
Yes, they did. When they rented a farm, they were required to raise tobacco on the halves. But then when Dad had his own farm, then he didn't.
That's right.
Tobacco anymore.
That's right. That's right.
But I never smoked it. John and I rolled some cigars, and they were put under the chest in the boys' bedroom. But I never helped to smoke.
So I bet you Aunt Molly even stripped tobacco probably sometime.
Aunt Molly? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should have how many of us planted tobacco or stripped tobacco.
Yeah.
I smoked it 40 years ago, about twice. 40 or 50, real long time ago, in the late 60s.
You did, Sue? You planted?
No, I smoked it 2 or
Oh,
3
you smoked
times. I think I smoked it twice and had brownies once.
Was that, yeah, I was gonna say, was that all, cousin Sue?
I don't know if it was
That's
brownies.
right,
It
that
might
was
have been
seven
something
days.
different.
About Sue, I can't tell.
Hey, Jill helped.
Tobacco and brownies?
Sue, we're looking at your carpet.
Sure there was tobacco?
My carpet.
Yeah. That's all we can see. We can't see you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you
Molly
see
and
me?
I weeded tobacco with Jill, but Jill's not here. Where's Jill's not here?
I don't know where Jill is. I'll have to call her up. She must
One
have.
summer we stayed with your parents for about 10 days.
Yeah.
And Jill would bring us into the tobacco field. Molly, do you remember that? And we weeded tobacco. And that was the time, talk about a memory, that was the time Uncle Ike let me drive the combine.
Wow.
And many years later, I was taking some college class, and the professor said something about combines, and I said, I know what a combine is. I drove one. And he said, no, you haven't. And I said, and he was certain I had never driven a combine. But Uncle Ike had said, here, sit up here, Beth. And I sat up on the combine and drove it.
I remember harvesting the corn. That was really fun. I also remember one day, I think Aunt Evie had to go to work, and so we were home with Jill, and I was 6 or 7 that summer, and we did all this fun stuff, but when they got home, I burst into tears because I was so hungry, because what we'd had for lunch was Rocky Road ice cream.
I want to know, does anybody have pictures of when 5 or 6 of us went to the beach together?
I do.
Do you have pictures?
Yeah, but they're real fuzzy. Is that Marcia talking?
No, it's Sue.
Oh, yeah. If you can email me or text me or something.
You have pictures of the beach?
I'll put them on again. I think everybody's seen the pictures a few times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it from the beach, and then I have it from a reunion where a couple of guys said they were at the beach and they weren't there. Okay, they were in the picture, at the reunion.
Now, Sue, was I there or wasn't I?
I don't think you were, Jerry. I think you were in the service or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Right, because I think I was one of the ones that thought I was there.
You were in the picture. You're in the picture with John Martin and a couple other guys. I can't remember.
So
but I can put.
Are you talking about the time my mother was there?
No, nobody's.
It was all cousins.
Cousins. They took the train.
I can tell you who was there. It was Marcia and Sue and Judy. Excuse me. And let me think. The 3 oldest, I think Jack was there. And I think that the 3 oldest Martin boys.
Yeah, the Martins.
Okay. And Sharon and Bonnie.
Oh,
so
I do remember this. Yeah.
You said I wasn't there?
No, I drove.
Well, I don't think you were, Jerry.
Yeah,
my brother was.
I thought you and Sue drove, maybe.
I drove and Bobby Martin drove. I think.
I think Bonnie did, because I don't know.
I could be too.
And I wasn't old enough to go long.
No.
Right,
You're in the picture outside your mother's house. I've got to get, now I sent it to Jody Martin. A picture of Sylvia and Sue Martin and the youngest, I can't think of his name, the youngest boy.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan.
I had a good picture, but I sent it to Jody. And then I have a good picture of the 4 Martin boys where you can see their 2 cars and stuff. My brother loves that picture. And I also sent that to Jody so she could show her father. And my brothers have cars like that ever since. Like, and then
wake up, you're falling asleep.
Huh?
Most of us falling asleep for a minute.
No.
Is that bread and breakfast still open up there in New York?
There will be a few come.
Okay.
I love it up there. That's my favorite place, is up at Sylvia's. I've been there 3 or 4 times. I really love it up there. Huh? What?
Thanks a lot.
Well, I also been to Judy's. Judy's is good too, but it's really fun at Sylvia's. I haven't seen her new house, so it's always fun. I hope to get on a video. And Moses is smiling now. I hope to get on a video with their family.
Cousin Sue,
kids.
We can't see you, Cousin Sue. Your camera is reversed.
She doesn't have Rosalie, she doesn't have a computer. She just has an iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, what do I
do?
It's
facing, it's like you're taking
video.
you must have hit the reverse. You must have hit the reverse button as if you were about to take a photo of something else, or as if you were about to take a selfie.
I don't know how to do that. Oh my gosh.
Do you have two little arrows that go
There
toward
we
each other
go.
in a circle?
There should be a little button somewhere with two little arrows that lets you reverse your view. But earlier we were looking at your TV and now we see your lampstand.
It's pretty
I
nice.
thought it was a kitchen counter.
Okay.
That's
But
pretty
you
good.
we cannot
I
see.
moved
Yeah.
to another room so maybe you could see better. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I can't use a computer. This is where I used to have the computer and I can't. Oh God, this is funny.
Well, it does
I
add
can't-
variety.
How
All
do
right,
I,
I'm back. I
how
see
do
a,
I
I see a
reverse
piece of
it?
gold on the right there. What is that?
maybe
Sue?
up there?
It should be. Oh, there we go. You got it. You got it. There we
Is that
go.
Rosemary? That's
All right.
Rosemary talking. Oh God.
Sue, you got your haircut.
Okay.
It looks cute. Your haircut looks cute.
Oh, well, let's not talk about everything in California. Let's go up where Molly lives because, you know, they're swimming and having a great time up there. Not this month, but, you know, I mean, I guess it's getting colder.
My
Either
husband was
that
a-
or Molly's canning something, or she's got all the recipes from the family.
Just a couple. Yeah, we finally have the leaves down. We had such an incredibly
Oh.
gorgeous autumn this year. It was.
Mm.
I don't know if upstate New York was like that too, but
It was gorgeous.
it was like 5 weeks of absolute heaven here. It was really, really amazing. Everybody needed it. You know, it's a rough year. I was just
I think it was a special blessing for
exactly
COVID, yes.
Yeah, look at that.
I was last up at Molly's
Wow.
in 1997, the year
Wow.
my mom died. was
I
at
remember that.
Molly's house.
I had just bought this house. Yeah, I remember.
And then
that.
I went over to Sylvia's, had another great time.
Yeah.
97.
Your Susquehanna picture.
What's that?
I said to Mark, show them.
Oh, I saw that, Mark.
Show them the Susquehanna picture.
The bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
saw that.
nice.
That
You
was
put
on
it on
Facebook. Now,
Facebook.
who saw that I put it in upside down? Turned it around.
I wasn't
the
sure.
one
It
with the
looked- it looked
reflection?
like it was,
Yeah.
the reflection looked clearer than the picture than the bridge. So I wasn't sure if that was special effect or what.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's just upside down.
Okay.
Hey, where's John Martin tonight? I wanted to tell him that we'll be hiking near his house tomorrow.
Oh, that's fun.
Maybe I'll just call him. I think I have his email. But
Wasn't
he lives down near the silver mines, and that's where we're hiking tomorrow.
Oh, they have that bike trail or hiking trail is right by their house.
Yeah, that's what he said the last time. Stop in, and we didn't get there that time. So I wanted to tell him that we're coming tomorrow. But anyway, he's not
Guys,
here.
do you have
It
his phone
seems
number?
like a lot of us, oh, sorry.
I'll check. So
I can give it to you if you want it.
Yay, there's Uncle Dick.
Judy.
Oh, there.
Oh.
Dick finally shows up. Where were you, though?
I mean, I'm working, Jerry. I've got a 9 o'clock settlement tomorrow morning on property and it wasn't ready and I've been working, so I'm gonna eat dinner while you watch me.
I forgive you. Jim had no idea where you were.
Did you have a nice birthday, Uncle Dick?
What's that?
Did you have a nice birthday?
I did, and we had a fun one for Bailey yesterday.
Wow. And then Aunt Beth is tomorrow, huh?
That's right. We got all these 3-fers.
Now, how comes you got your face on there twice?
Who's that?
You were on there twice. Oh, there's Sue back.
Yeah, our internet's terrible here, so I keep going out some.
I don't know this technology. I knew I should have bought Zoom a couple years ago. Now I know what it is.
You're right, Jerry. I was thinking about that. Right about Zoom.
Sue Weaver, you do a lot of hiking and biking too. It seems like a lot of us like to hike. You do, I do.
It was, yeah. It was great. Today was beautiful, and we've been looking up the rail trails and biking on them.
Oh
So
yeah.
we were down on one today and biked like 16 miles today. So it was beautiful.
What rail trail?
Well, this one was down Lebanon Valley Rail Trail. It was from Lebanon to through Mount Gretna to
E-Town.
well, we didn't go that far.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of the town we were at, but
Colemanville?
no, it's right where 322 and 72 split. What's the name of that town there?
Oh, Cornwall.
Cornwall. Yeah, we went to Cornwall and then back to Lebanon.
Wow.
So it was nice. We've done, and there's a good one down by my brother John. We haven't gotten to do it, but the bridge down there got burnt, but in a couple of years it should be fixed up again.
You should try try the Northwest Trail along the Susquehanna between.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Is that around Chickies Rock and
Columbia to Marietta to what's the next town?
Bainbridge.
Bainbridge.
And then it goes to Falmouth now.
Yes.
It's over near Aunt Liz.
Hey, Dick, what are we having for
deciding-
dessert?
Huh?
What are we having for dessert?
We got chicken for dinner. But we got some good pie for dessert if you want to.
Oh, gee, cherry pie, I bet.
Oh,
All right, if you're
I want to
eating, I'm
go
gonna
up
eat
to
too.
Sylvia's for dinner. Sylvia's an excellent cook. I'd love to go up there for dinner.
How many of you still live in Pennsylvania? Okay.
Who still lives in Pennsylvania? Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty, but cousin Sylvia, you guys live in New York?
Yes.
I thought you lived in Alaska.
No.
That was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
That was like from 1974 to 78, a few years ago.
Grew up near Watertown.
And they visited me in 76.
And cousin Sue Stoner lives in California, and then Aunt Molly's in Vermont. Uncle Dick's in Maryland. Cousin Jim Martin is in Pennsylvania, or no?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay, and everybody else.
Hi, Sonia.
Is everybody else in Pennsylvania?
Who just
No.
came on,
Except for
Sonia?
my dad. Yeah. And
Sonia
Aunt
and
Beth.
Jim are here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet their little one isn't. Where is he?
I can see if I can get him. He's a little shy, but let me
He's a little
see.
shy? Aw, you go get him.
At least
We'd
with
like
us
to
he
see
is. His friends he's not, but
Is he going to school right now, or is he doing the online?
he's all virtual. He doesn't go to school.
Virtual.
Yeah. He's doing good with that. It works out good for him.
Oh, that's good.
What grade is he in?
We received the first night report and his grade was excellent.
Oh,
Good.
that's great.
What
of
grade is he
course.
in?
What grade is he in, Sonia?
Well, you know, with my daughter,
3A
nearly
and
in,
2B.
3?
The third grade.
Third
Third
grade.
grade.
Nice. That's a fun age.
well, you know what my daughter did, Neely and Chris, her husband, they bought an RV and they got the two boys. They're traveling around the country. They're out in California right now somewhere.
Wow.
Really?
Hard thing to
Oh,
do.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And they're doing remote schooling while they travel?
Remote schooling, remote working, and who knows what else.
Wow, that's great.
We get updates every day with pictures. It's kind of fun watching them go across the country. But
Which
Does my son David know that?
one of your kids is doing that?
Neely and Chris.
Neely. Oh, okay. Wow.
Where are they now?
They're somewhere in California. They're out in your
Wow.
neck of the woods.
Jerry,
No.
are they posting that on Facebook? Are they
Pardon me?
posting on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, every day. Oh, no,
Wow.
what do you call it? Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram. They
Okay.
got 58 days of pictures
Wow.
every day. And they took the dog along. That's what I didn't understand.
Well, you don't have a dog. You don't understand that.
2 boys and 2 adults and a dog in an RV for 3 months.
Not my
4
vacation.
months. They're all 4 months.
More power to them.
Yeah.
Neely got mad because the governor wasn't going to open the schools down there in Maryland. She said, well, we're buying an RV and we're leaving.
Yeah, how does that work? Don't they have to quarantine when they go through these states? Some of
Not
them.
when you're in an RV, you just go right through the roadblock. I don't know.
Depends how fast you go.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Wow, what a smart idea. That's great. Jim,
Hey, so I have a suggestion.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say for Rosalie, why don't we tell her who's who here? Okay?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think I kind of know, but I want to reinforce and tell me where you live and
I do, I bet.
Well, the first thing we should do is ask Rosaline who she is, because the rest of us know everybody. I think I figured out who she is.
I'm a random Zoom bomber. I'm just here to. I'll start showing you all kinds of advertisements and things.
So Rosalie is Jim's oldest daughter.
Yeah.
I'm Rosalie, daughter of Jim, son of Jim.
Right.
And Rosalie, do you still remember? I want Rosalie to recite all the Rice first names.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Wow.
I can do that, yeah.
Okay, start with Peter Rice.
Peter, John, Christian, John, Jacob, Susie, James, me.
Of course, the last two are different. From
Right, yeah, those will be different. Well, the last three will be different for everybody, but.
Hey, I still want to take you up on that tour, Rosalind, down there in Virginia or Maryland, wherever that.
Oh no, that's my sister. That's Cecilia.
Huh?
Oh,
that was
Cecilia.
I got the wrong one.
Wrong one. I'm in Chicago. You're welcome to come here anytime. Except we
Alright.
probably don't want you here. With 31 out of 50 states, you have to do a 2-week quarantine if you come. So probably we don't want you here.
I don't know. Neil made it
Rosalie,
clear.
where is your brother, your youngest brother? Where's
Well, so my brother Anthony is actually in California right now. I don't know if you knew that. He's in Riverside. He started graduate school. Where do you
500
live, Cousin
miles.
Sue? Where do you live?
Yeah, 500 miles away.
Oh, okay. Where do you
California's
live?
Really, really far away from, San Diego or LA or anything.
Where do you live? Do you live in
Sacramento, up
in
north.
Sacramento? Okay, so he lives in Riverside, and then my youngest brother Dominic just started college. He's in South Bend. He's at Notre Dame.
Okay, that's the one I was wondering about.
That's Dominic. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Rosalie, you get extra points for being the only one of your generation that showed up.
Oh yeah. Well, I texted Uncle Dick last week for his birthday, and he recommended that he sent me he told me to hop on. So I really enjoyed seeing a lot of you at the 2018 reunion. That was a lot of fun. I saw Cousin Sue
show it to him.
Weaver or
Yeah, Weaver.
Yeah.
and I think I saw Cousin Sylvia. And I think I probably would have seen Cousin Marcia and Sue and Mark and maybe and I definitely saw Cousin Jim Martin, but we may not have gotten to talk. I remember seeing the little guy. And I saw Cousin John Martin there, but he's not here tonight.
Yeah, I think I talked to you at that reunion.
Might have, yeah.
But
And I saw Cousin Jerry.
I can't get our son to come. He obviously runs the household.
What's
Oh,
couldn't
I
even-
was hoping to see him. I saw him 6 years ago. And he
He's
was 2 or
playing
3.
some video games and
Did you bring
you know,
What's his name again?
Andrew James Martin.
Oh.
We called him Jimmy Cito for a while.
That's what I was trying to do.
Which means little Jimmy, but
cute.
he's outgrown that. He doesn't want any of his friends to hear that name.
Does he go by Andrew or by Jimmy?
By Andrew.
Andrew. Okay.
I am from Colombia, South America. Cartagena is the city and the
Oh
capital,
yeah.
Bogota.
My college roommate was from
Spanish.
Cartagena.
Okay.
Hablo un poquito español.
Oh, qué bueno.
So Duolingo.
Qué chévere.
Jim, are you still
Un milagro.
Sí.
Jim, are you still in New Orleans?
Yep, right across the river.
Dad, why didn't you tell them about Hurricane Zeta last week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it blew through. It was like 2 or 3 hours. It just went right
Just
across.
boom.
It knocked down. Not a lot of people lost electricity. We were lucky. We didn't. But there are trees down and things of that sort. Didn't have much rain because it went so fast.
Are you did you retire, Jim?
No.
I didn't think you did.
I have a kid who's a freshman in college, right? So this is not a choice for a little while yet. You know?
Just wait till I die. I don't want to help clean out those books out of your office like I moved you in.
Oh, the other kids and I are going to
make
take
you
care
do
of that. Yeah.
once? I forgot that. You helped me.
I didn't
with the book.
forget it. It took us all day.
Well, I mean, I just moved books. I moved so many books, and that's right. You did help with that. One of those moves.
Yeah.
The boys have done that. And
You had just gotten the chairmanship, chair role or something, and you had to,
yeah.
you had to move
when
to
I
a
was
different
moving in.
office.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, it only take a little bit. Well, it was hot and there's no air conditioning. We had to move these. It took us all afternoon.
Come on.
Hey,
Jim,
Jerry,
you
you're not
sound
getting
like your
soft in your
father.
old age.
Huh?
I
Jim
hope Jerry's
sounds like
not
his
getting
father.
soft in his old age.
Yeah, no, well, I could do it right now, but not right before I die. That's what I'm saying. No, wait till I die.
Talking about the next generation, our son sent me this picture and said he must have got on the wrong Zoom call.
I don't, where's the picture? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, where is he?
Is he
He's on the
here?
other Stoner reunion.
I sent him a text today.
Good one, Rosalie. Touche.
That
With
would
my
make it a
son
little more
Eric, I
exciting.
sent him a text. Jim Stoner sounds like his father, his mannerisms and everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very much like Uncle Jim. You're about that same age when I last saw him.
Do you
No, I
give
think he
hugs
was-
like your father?
Huh?
Do you give hugs like your father, Jim?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm more like my mom. I'm not quite as bad as my son, who my son Anthony, because when they started all the COVID restrictions, Anthony said, "This is not going to be a problem for me. I've been social distancing since I was 4." True about it. So just
Totally true.
Moved home, moved in the back room, and we'd see him around noon every day. He'd come out for coffee, and he'd eat, and go back and read. So
A little feeding, and then
I think Jack's trying to join us.
He's been trying to join for the past 5 minutes.
Maybe I
Who's
should
that?
give him a call.
Jack Stoner.
Oh,
He's probably, I would think he'd know how to do Zoom, but let me give
Jack,
him.
yeah.
He might have bad internet.
Oh, you think? I'll call him and see if I can help him.
So could you guys tell me which branch you're from and where you live now and
All
other
right.
assorted facts? Yeah.
Want me to start?
Yeah, sure. Well, I know who you are,
Yeah,
Cousin
what do
Jerry,
you
but you
want, the
can go
branch?
anyway.
I was in the Navy. You want the branch? What do you need? All right, I'm Uncle Ike's son.
The branch.
Well, now you
I
can
just
sing
said-
Anchors Away. You can perform Anchors Away for us.
Anchors away.
Oh my gosh.
nice.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
I love that one.
Now you got
That's the
everybody.
neat one of my dad.
That's one of my very favorite ones. I
So
love
who's
that
who?
one.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Well, that's
Come
Jake
on.
up
Oh,
there
that's
on the left.
great.
There's John in the back.
Well, Marcia, remember
That's
when you
Jake.
said
That's
maybe
not
my
John, that's Jake.
That's Jake.
Jake.
Yeah,
Jake.
who's got the,
Marcia,
who's got
I
the cursor?
think,
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah.
John, that's Uncle
That's
Johnny.
John.
John.
Oh my
That's
God,
Jenny.
that's
That's
Jenny.
That's Jenny.
That's Jenny.
Aunt Jenny, Sue,
That's-
didn't you say that your dad said
That's
that
Jim.
Aunt Jenny was the prettiest?
Yeah.
Sue
Yeah.
Weaver, did you say your dad said that?
That's Art
Yeah,
back
he
there. That's
used to-
Art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
Art.
used to
That's
say
Art
she was the
behind those.
prettiest
Liv.
one.
Yeah, I think he's right.
My
That's
dad
them.
said she's the easiest one to get along with.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
My dad, I remember my dad
Is
loved
that
her
Liv?
laugh.
That's
That's
Liv.
Liv.
I
Liv.
loved her laugh and her lemonade.
That's
Minnie.
Slib
Oh,
before
Aunt
she had a
Minnie.
cane to hit you with.
Yeah,
What?
this is Dan.
Yeah, it's Dan.
Yep.
That's Charlie.
Charlie and
Charlie
then
and that's like,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Grandpa and Grandma.
Can
Um,
someone put
look-
that picture in the chat? Can someone share that in the chat?
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
What he's
it's
doing.
it's on a website
Oh, wow.
called
Yeah.
Find a Grave.
Oh,
Right
okay.
here, actually,
Send the
Here, this
website
is-
link.
Yeah.
someone was asking about. Oh,
Where'd you get that one?
Oh, look at
Oh
that.
my.
Oh, well, it looks like
I'm
today was
trying
their
to get
wedding
it so it's
anniversary
not
too,
blue
huh?
like that. Here.
Yeah.
There.
So today was their wedding anniversary too, right?
And he died on this day.
Okay.
He died.
And it
He
was
died
Grandma's
too?
birthday.
Okay, wow.
All three of the he
Wow.
died on their wedding anniversary, which was also Grandma's birthday.
Wow.
Is that right?
You must have different buttons than I can have. How are you getting all those pictures up there?
You know,
Oh,
Aunt
I'm
Molly,
sharing my
He's
screen.
the host, so he can share.
Aunt Molly told me about the day he died. Aunt Molly did, and here's what I remember. She said he wasn't feeling well, and he just went to sleep, and then he just died in his sleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
That's what
Jack.
our mother always said,
It
that he
really-
never complained about being sick. And that day he said he didn't feel well. And
No, he came in. I heard he came in from the field. He laid down on the napping couch just near the kitchen, and Grandma and Minnie or somebody were talking, and they were laughing, at him.
I'm hearing everything.
And then he got up and said, "Well, if you guys are going to laugh at me, I'm going upstairs to bed." And then he went upstairs, died in his bed.
Oh.
I just heard
My
from
father
Jack.
told me that. My father told me that when he was dying. It was summer before he died.
John, I missed that. Say that again.
Well, my father told me, he said that he was telling me about this. He said that that Grandpa got that he came in from whatever the fields, I think, and then he went and he laid down on the napping couch that was down near the kitchen somewhere, and then Grandma and I think maybe Minnie were cooking in the kitchen, and they started laughing at him because he started snoring or something, or talking in his sleep or something. So then he jumped up and said, "Well, if you girls are gonna laugh at me, I'm gonna go upstairs and go to bed." And so then he went upstairs and he went to bed. And then what my dad told me was, he says, and then he said he got up. Grandma heard him get up and go to the bathroom about a little bit after he'd been in bed, and then go back to his bed. And then when she went up to go to bed, he had died. And he was telling me that because then he told me about how Aunt Minnie went to the bathroom right before she died. And I asked him, I said, "Well, do you worry about that every time you go to the bathroom?" He laughed. He thought that was funny.
I remember him being surprised he got past 60, because he said Uncle Ike had died at 60. And then when he made it to 70, he was like, "Now I made it to 70. Didn't his dad die at 70? Is that when?
Yeah, in 3 months.
Yeah, he was 70,
really?
and Dad was 21 when his dad died.
Yeah.
So my dad died at 62.
62, okay.
62.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
62, yeah.
62.
Okay, could somebody get Jack a good internet connection so his picture comes through?
No, listen.
You're not gonna get the picture of me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm here. You just won't see me.
What, are you wearing your pajamas or something?
No, I'm old school. I still don't have a camera.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're on.
I'm here.
That you remember that bench, and that you used to eat cherry pie on the bench.
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, you said I used to eat cherry pie on that bench.
What bench? What bench?
Remember the bench behind the table in the kitchen at Grandma's?
Oh yeah, I remember that large cherry pie. That was the best cherry pie ever.
And I think you could open up the bench, and then there was a cabinet underneath there.
Right.
Well, you know, I lived with Grandma for half a year when I was gone to Millersville. Maybe if some of you didn't know that, I lived in the little room in the front. And I found out later that she was complaining to some of the family that I was using too much water because I washed my hair every day. And I also had some friends over one time that were smoking in the room, and I got told about that from Aunt Minnie. So, but those were the days. It was fun.
So that's Grandma.
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Now, Judy, Judy, that might be a memory to tell Rosalie too, that Grandma and Aunt Minnie had a lot of the young women from Millersville, right?
Millersville, yeah.
Yep.
They
Is
oftentimes had one or two.
And
What's
what was-
Millersville? Is that a high school or a college?
College, state college.
College.
It's a university now, but it was a state.
Part of the
I'm
state
still-
system, Rosalie. Pennsylvania, Shippensburg's another school.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm still laughing at Judy saying it was her friends that were smoking up there.
Well, the other funny thing about that, I always thought this was funny, but there were 2 rooms upstairs that she rented. I had one and a guy had the other one right across the hall. And I thought this was really strange that my grandmother would allow this. But I stayed on my side and he stayed on his side, so.
But when I
How many of you right now talking about that kitchen can smell it?
Oh, yeah.
I can smell it. Like,
I can smell it too. Yep.
I want to play you guys a song at some point. Tell me when you want to hear it. Which one that's on?
Oh, go ahead.
This reminded me. Yeah, let me see if I can.
Or how about the taste of bread?
So there's a great picture.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Now, which aunt is that? Is that Adeline or
That
Rhoda?
looks like Adeline.
It's Adeline.
Adeline, probably.
And is that Jake on the far side?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jake.
Jake. Boy, he's old. He looks old there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died a couple months after this picture. Just
Wow.
a little bit.
Wow. That's a neat picture. Look at that wallpaper. I'll always remember that.
How
I
come Mike and
recently
Jim are in
walked by-
ties and, well, early
I
Mike.
recently walked by the house and the people who live there now would love if anyone stopped, not now, but when this is all over, when the COVID's over, I think they would welcome anyone that was interested that wanted to go in and see the house. To
Wow.
stop by.
So how'd you?
They were
how'd-
sitting out on their porch and we
Did-
talked a little bit.
Did they redo it? I guess so, Mark, huh?
Yeah, I think so, but I wasn't in. They were just on their porch and I was walking down the street.
Do they still have that square furniture that Grandma had in the living room? Remember that square furniture? It was weird. I don't know what style that was, but it was.
Do you remember the?
Has it, right, Sue?
Huh?
Isn't that
What's that? What? Yeah, it was right. That was right inside the door of the house, the red and blue. Mom got that and she got it reupholstered then.
Oh, is that right? What kind of style?
And I don't know who has it now still. Did one of the grandkids get it?
I
Steve
bet,
Jody may have it.
I bet it was heavy. You know, it was real heavy
Oh, yeah.
and square.
One of them was a
Yeah,
rocker.
but-
That was nice.
Huh?
I think one piece was a rocker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Was it like Mission
remember the
style or
chicken coop?
something? Oh.
It was
Do you-
like square.
Jim, you're muted.
Yeah, it was.
My mother said it was Victorian, but to me, it didn't look Victorian.
No, that wasn't Victor. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Do you remember the chicken coop out back? They had chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the red raspberries.
Grape arbor.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Raspberries. And they had a really long garden. Wasn't their backyard, Mark, wasn't their backyard sort of a long?
Yep. Yep.
Real deep, and we used to play baseball in the field across from it. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the time? Anybody remember the time Aunt Minnie came out and played with us?
Oh my.
Oh, you mean it?
Oh.
Always
She
did.
started swinging the bat over her head.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
And Judy,
Always played with us. Whenever we were playing, she played with us.
Yeah.
How about any card games? She used to
Oh,
shuffle them with both hands on the table.
Really? Oh, yeah, like
The
this.
Flint cards.
We played Flint. She
Well, I'm
put both
surprised
hands
you were
back on
allowed
the
to play
table and,
card games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still play up Jenkins, down Jenkins with our grandchildren.
Oh, yeah.
Remember playing that?
Yes. Yes, for sure. Sitting on the bench playing that. Yep.
I dug that garden one year. I dug
Did
that
you?
garden one year.
Game. She did that. Molly, do you remember this? I'm sure you guys remember. Quaker meeting has begun. No
Yeah.
laughing, no talking, or showing the white of your teeth. And then we'd sit there and we'd start to laugh. And the first person who started to laugh was like out. Aunt Minnie loved that game. I mean, I remember just laughing and laughing with Aunt Minnie with that game.
Well, there was no laugh like Aunt Minnie.
Yeah, she had
Aunt
it.
Minnie laugh.
Right.
Didn't she make apple schnitzel? I feel like I never met her obviously, but I associate that with her.
Apple
Apple
schnitz.
schnitz.
Apple
Apple
Okay,
schnitz.
okay.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Sue,
Schnitzel
this
is
is
meat.
for you. I'm gonna go down and show you guys my 2 jars of apple schnitz I made this year.
Apple schnitz.
Oh,
There you go.
Molly didn't sing yet. Isn't she gonna sing?
Yeah, you didn't
Oh,
play
I'm
the
not
song
gonna
yet,
sing. I'm
Molly.
gonna play you a song, but maybe this is the segue to it. Here, I'm gonna show you my apple schnitz.
Oh, okay.
I had some on the counter when my son's friend came over and see, look, check this out.
Wow.
Wow.
I got another one here. Too bad I can't share them over the internet with you.
Oh, I'd love to have one.
Yeah, my mouth is watering.
Oh.
Molly, did you dry them in the sun or in the oven?
Well, you know what? For a couple years, I tried to do it the Aunt Minnie way, which is like on the brown paper bag, 200 degrees in the oven.
Yep.
But then last year, I splurged and I bought myself a really good dehydrator, and I can do 6 trays at a time. So
Wow.
that's
We may.
Fry kiwi.
Oh, that sounds good.
Get
yum.
overripe kiwi and just scoop them out, grind them up, spread them out just on, on your tray and your dehydrator.
Yeah.
It's like sweet tart. It's delicious.
And you said overripe, huh?
Yeah. So like
Wow.
they're really mushy.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds
Wow.
really good.
They're
Okay,
delicious.
let me share this song with you guys. I'm not singing. I'm just gonna share this song because it makes me think. Let me see. Anybody know this song, Greg Brown?
No.
My screen went off.
Let the December winds mellow and blow. I'm as warm as the July told. May told.
Did you go into town?
Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in the jar. In those small jars. Well, there's a root cellar, fruit cellar down below. Watch your head as it's down below. There's peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in a jar. In those small canning jars. But with the snow and the economy and everything, I think I'll just stay down here and eat until spring. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. In those small canning jars. When I go to see my grandma, I gain a lot of weight. With her dear hand, she gives me plate after plate. Songs of the whippoorwill and the wind. See her real soon, cause the canned food I buy at the store ain't got the summer in it anymore. And then grandma is sure. Take some more potatoes and a thunderstorm. There's peaches on the shelf. Potatoes in the bin. Numbers ready, everybody come on in. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer.
Nice.
That's good.
It might go on a little more, but there's a taste of it. Isn't that a great song?
Sure is.
I'm gonna play it again. The audio was cutting in and out, but I. Nice.
I just remember the jars, all the jars of tomatoes canned on the going down the steps to Grandma's cellar.
Yeah.
Remember, and as a little kid, I saw these jars with all that dust on it, and I would think, Dad, why do they have all this food and all this dust all over it? He probably had 3 years worth of tomatoes jarred.
I like didn't Jack write a song about?
Yeah, I'd like to hear him sing it again.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
That was a great song.
Sylvia, you shared that recently on Facebook, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't mean to, but I did. I was.
Well, I listened to it because I'm on Facebook.
Do you remember that song, Jack?
I meant to
I get
share
copyright. I get copyrights on that every time it's shared.
You are Jack a royal.
Let's hear it.
Dad.
Bring
It's
out the
about
tape
your
recorder.
dad,
Let's hear it.
right, Jack?
What's that?
It's a song about your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Can you bring it
I-
up?
You're gonna sing it, right?
I got it saved here on my computer, but I don't know how to share it, I don't think.
Well, I'm talking about a live performance.
Yeah.
Mark could probably tell me how to do it.
Tell Jack how to get that song up.
You can put it on
Well,
Facebook.
he can share his screen.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a camera.
Yeah, but it shouldn't need a
But it-
camera.
Oh, we
It
need a
says
song
share
here.
computer set like. Because
It's on
a font.
YouTube. It's on
It is
YouTube.
well then,
Yeah, it's
Just-
on YouTube.
Send
You
it to
have to
Mark.
let-
He'll be able to do it.
Everyone should send things to Mark and we'll see it all.
It's on Jack's Facebook.
well here, I'll see if I can find it there. I don't think Jack and I are friends on Facebook, but let me see.
Molly, do you
I
have?
see a song.
Mark?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, Moses is.
Email to Mark, Jack.
Shared it on Facebook. Moses and Sylvia did. Are you friends
Yeah.
with them?
I think maybe Sylvia, because we messaged each other. Let me look. You guys keep talking.
Was that it? Was that it?
Okay, Rosalie, while they're looking for that file, there's one thing we didn't explain to you. You have to refer to each family by their dad's name. So
There you go.
when you ask Jack where he was from, he's Ike's, and see, we would
Okay.
be Jim's, and then there would be Charlie's and Virginia's, and that's the way you refer
Right,
to each
right.
family.
Well,
Right.
we have to help her with that though. So why don't all of Ike?
I think I could probably do it at this point. I think I could probably do all of you.
All right, let's give her a test. See if she
So
can put this all on the
Jack
right
is
now.
Jack, son of Ike, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then there's Dick, son of Jim, Mark, son of Charlie and Marty, right?
Right.
That's right.
And then
Don't say the
Sue.
one up, Rosalie. That's what Dick said. You say Jack is Ike, Jack's Ike, Jack and Jerry are Ikes, and Judy, they're Ikes, and then.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously Jim, Dick, John, Beth, and Molly are Jims. And then
That's right.
Sue Weaver, Jim Martin, and Sylvia are Ginnies. And then Marcia, Mark, and the Sue whose name is Ronald Warner
Yeah.
are Charlie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jerry and Sue. I'm about to make a mistake, right?
No,
Or-
just Sue.
okay, just Sue. Well, I know Jerry is Ike's along with
John's.
Jack. Oh, okay. So cousin Sue Stoner is John's.
Yep.
And then Jack and Jerry are Ike's. And then I'm living, Judith is, I don't know.
Almost made it.
You don't know? That's impossible.
How could you not know?
I've been asking for an introduction for half an hour.
Okay.
Hey, let's see. Let's give her
Who does Judith, well, who does Judith, let me see. Okay,
Let's give her a hint. What's a hint we could give her?
right.
Who are we stuck
My
on?
sister's name
Well,
is
I know who she's not, because I know
There's-
most of the Martins. And then I know
There's-
obviously all of Jim's. And then I know that I think Aunt Molly and Aunt Minnie never got married, right?
Molly
Right.
did.
Well,
Or
Molly
she
did.
did?
Well,
Molly
late,
got
late.
married. She
Okay.
never had kids.
And we don't have any, do we have any Uncle Jake? We don't have any.
No,
No.
Okay. And then Aunt Lib, do we have anybody?
nobody's on the
Yeah,
call.
well, they
Nobody
both
who's on the
passed.
call.
Well, they're not,
Okay.
her children aren't living anymore.
Okay.
Don't tell her. Let her look it up.
Well, gee, is Judith, are you part of Ike's?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And there's one
I
more.
hit Ike's are all J's.
Right.
Yeah.
Jerry, Judy, Jack, and
Jack.
Jill.
And Jill, that's right. My mom always talks about the other Jill Stoner. Yeah. Okay. I think I got everybody who's on this call.
Is Rosalie the
You
only
did.
second cousin on here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or what do you
So
guys
we
call
have-
that? Is that first cousin or second cousin, or am I a first cousin once removed to most of
You're
you?
That's what
Once
you-
removed
yeah.
to us.
I'm once
Yeah.
removed to most of you. Yeah, except my uncles
Right.
and aunts. Yeah.
She got her brains from me.
Yeah, Jim's. Yeah, that
You know-
family.
It's really
Sometimes-
commendable that you join us all a generation later.
Anyway. we gotta get more
I've tried hard to get a few people to join second cousins, but they're not here.
Right.
Well, my kids are gonna get a spanking for not coming tonight.
Are you gonna hold them down like Molly did?
And give Jill a thing or two too, okay?
Yeah, anyway.
Well,
She was
Jill,
supposed to do her rice presentation.
Do you think she forgot? Because she told me about that, Mark. Do you think she
No.
forgot tonight?
No, I'm just joking. She had done that, I think, for
Oh,
her
that's right.
grandkids.
That's right. She did a rice presentation. That's right.
well, did you find the file yet?
I thought I found one on YouTube. It's called, the title of the video is Jack Stoner from 2012. Is that right? It looks like a bunch of guys in somebody's living room.
No, that's
No,
not it.
that's not
Does
it.
this, no, that's
I
not
have
it.
the I have the link, but I don't know what to do with it.
Jack, when did you post it on Facebook? Because I was scrolling through, but I'm not finding it.
Okay,
yeah.
Molly,
that
are
was
you friends with Sylvia? Molly, are you friends with Sylvia?
I don't know if we are. I didn't.
I haven't friended
Mark.
most of you.
Mark, can I
Yeah?
email this to you? Could I email this to you?
You can email it, or if you get in the chat here, you could
Come here.
paste
Yeah,
it in the chat. Do you
Email
know
it,
how to
Lisa.
do that?
Here, I think I've got it. I think I got it. Let me see if I can share it.
Oh,
You should be able to.
Whoa, don't pull my computer off.
Who got it? Boy, these
Oh,
guys.
you got a
are-
grandchild there, Sue?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a third,
Sue
there's a
Wanner.
third cousin
Who's
or second
that?
removed or something.
Say hi.
Sue Wanner. Who do we have?
Who is it?
This is a grandson. Oh, here it is.
there it is.
Okay.
That was good.
Oh, great.
All ready for bed.
And Jerry's
Ah.
photo.
All right, can we hear it?
Well, that's a
You
great
hear it?
picture. I
Yeah.
Can you guys hear it?
No.
No.
You can't hear it at all?
Okay.
No.
When you, John, when
John?
you go out,
Yes.
stop your sharing, and when you start it again, there's a little checkbox to share computer audio down at the bottom before you actually
Alright,
share
let me
your
just,
screen.
Benny, come here and listen to this.
Okay. All right, I'm stopping the share. Now what do I got to do?
Start it up again, and you should get a screen where you're picking what you're going to share. Look at the bottom of that screen. It has a share computer audio.
Share computer sound.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
And done it was
Now
time
am
to
I
pick
sharing?
corn. I'll never forget that South
I'll bring it back to the beginning.
impression served in Panama during the war.
Can people
Took a
hear
few
it?
years to figure out how he wanted to spend his life, to enjoy each day and still be able to support his kids and wife. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. Chain smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. A poker game in the local hotel was his way of having fun. He never believed in welfare, but always fed the hometown bum. As kids each spring we'd plow and plant, and then it was time to hoe. Always seemed to be baling hay, because 3 times a year he'd mow. He yelled at us when cutting tobacco that you gotta cut the stalks down low. Then every year when March came around, it was time to steam and sow. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. Chain smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. He learned about life from his hard knocks, he never read any books. The only thing he said about politics was they're all a bunch of crooks. We milk the cows and haul manure, pulling plants just really sucked. But always wanted to drop the lathe, 'cause then we got to drive the truck. We'd cut and spear and load and hang, and done it was time to pick corn. I'll never forget that Saturday, first time I saw a calf being born. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. He chain smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. The poker game and the local hotel was his way of having fun. He never believed in welfare, but always fed the hometown bum. The TV room was the place to be, Bonanza Sunday night. Dick Van Dyke and I Loved Lucy, and of course the Friday night fights. Then every night just after our supper, the Huntley and Brinkley news. Never thought about changing the channel, 'cause we knew we had to pay our dues. Barry Mason and Lucas and Mark and Barney and Aunt B. Listen to the radio as we lay in bed, 'cause the games weren't on TV. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. Chain smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. He learned about life from his hard knocks, he never read any books. The only thing he said about politics was they're all a bunch of crooks. A Christmas present in '59, 2 basketball hoops in the barn. Then New Year's told we had to work a little harder, 'cause he rented a second farm. The meadow was our baseball field, a cow pipe for third base. 2 kids needed a rider to enter the feed cart race. We always had horses for his kids to ride, and a dog now, that was a must. He told all the neighbors that we earned the bandage, but he never once did tell us. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. He chain smokes Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. A poker game in the local hotel was his way of having fun. He never believed in welfare, but always fed the hometown bum. He'd drive to church each Sunday morning, we'd have to go along too. He didn't say much in Sunday school class, and he slept right in the pew. I knew he believed, although he never wanted to talk about it with his son. Had a hard time saying I love you, but I knew where it's coming from. Now my dad was a farmer and he worked hard every day. He chain smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, his bills and cash he'd pay. He learned about life from his hard knocks, he never read any books. The only thing he said about politics was they're all a bunch of crooks. I miss you, Dad.
Wow.
That's great.
Well, cousin Jack, am I correct in finding an allusion to John Prine's grandpa was a carpenter? Did
Yeah,
that song
that's
help
what it
to
was.
inspire? Because there's a line, chain smoked camel cigarette. So the
Yeah,
chorus
that's a
makes me
John-
think of
Lucky
it.
Strike, so not Camel.
That's a John Prine song. I'm
That is
surprised
John
you know that. Nobody else knows that.
Well,
I
I
knew
thought it
that.
was the
I
line
know
about
it,
the
Jack,
chain
when I
smoked
heard it.
cigarettes.
I happened to get on Sylvia's Facebook about 2 weeks ago. I was at work, and then I saw that, and I clicked on it, Jack, and then I heard it, and I knew right away. I said, well, he took that from John Prine. That's... And here's a picture. I don't know if you can see it. This is...
Well, you know.
Oh,
That's my dad. 3 pictures of my dad. Can
show
you
it
see-
closer, Uncle John.
There you go.
Might be too much glare.
That's
Can you
your
show it a little
Daniel.
closer? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my son with my dad.
Aw.
Do I get
And,
photo creds on that, John?
There he is.
I'm doing this just kind of old school. I can't do all the other stuff.
Well, you know, I have a lot of stories about your dad.
Oh,
John
tell them.
and
Tell
Dick,
stories.
but I can't tell them here.
That's right.
Please don't tell those stories on the family chat.
Him and I had a
I
lot of fun.
I remember riding around with Uncle Jim, and I think it was Jerry and Jack, and we were in Mannheim looking for some property that Jack owned. We're out cruising around during the reunion. That's all I'm going to say.
But
Oh, Sue, go ahead and say that he had a beer in the back seat.
Usually always some alcohol involved.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got a story about Ike I got to share with all you college graduates. My mother and I used to have this little joke between us. My father would say, he'd go on and on about politics or whatever. And then he would say, all I've got to say is ignorance is bliss, with a T on the end of it, bliss. And my mother would say, Ike, it's bliss. And he would say, that's what I said, ignorance is bliss.
That must run in the family too, because my dad used to always say commuter instead of computer.
Ah, commuter, yeah.
Do any of you remember the night that we serenaded Molly and Simon? It was at your place, Judy. Were they there overnight after they were? No, your parents' place. After Molly was married.
Okay, tell Rosalie what serenading is.
We were outside banging pots and pans because.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember that.
Place. You said that Molly wasn't married, but she married a widower. Late, I don't know how old she was when she married.
She was in her 40s.
Simon.
40s or 50s.
Good old Simon.
I always heard she got married. She always told me that she got married at age 50, but I don't.
That sounds more like it.
Oh, really?
I think.
She seemed real old to me when she got married.
Simon had a railroad.
I remember, I thought we were at Grandma's, but I remember shortly after she got married, the first time she and Simon were up here, I remember like getting to Grandma's house. It's like midday and the whole rest of the family's there. And there's all this chatter because she and Simon were still upstairs in bed.
Well, my father used to say, ask her if Simon can get around her.
Well, they used to get up at 5:30. They'd come and visit our house and they'd sleep in the den. And I had a morning paper route. So I'd get up at 5:30 to go deliver the Washington Post. And Simon and Molly would already be up and they would read verses of the Bible to each other for like an hour every morning. So they might have been in bed because they were up reading the Bible early. That might be why they were still in bed later. They probably fell back asleep.
Yeah, but you know what? I remember coming home from school and I'd see their car and then I go in the house and honestly, I think Uncle Simon hit the jackpot when he got Aunt Molly. Because I mean, seriously, I'd go into the house and I remember Uncle Simon sitting on our chair and a half and she'd be rubbing his feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'd be rubbing his feet, taking care of him.
Yeah.
I think he got a pretty good deal there.
Yeah.
Well, now, does anybody remember Aunt Lucy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's Aunt Lucy?
Oh yeah.
She was married to Art, Uncle Art.
Oh, Lucille.
Oh, yeah. Lucille.
She came to the farmhouse, the big farm where we live, and made spaghetti. This was a big production. We heard about it for weeks before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there she is. She's coming to the farm and she's going to make us spaghetti. None of us could eat it because it was so hot. We didn't like it as kids at all. I would have loved it now. But do you remember that, Jerry? It was so hot we could hardly eat it.
Well, where did he meet her?
You probably met her at the Charles's chips plant.
Are you serious?
What?
That's where he was working then. But Jack or Jerry, do you remember that time we went over right after they were married? And he took all the kids. He wanted to show us the house, and a bunch of boys. So it's probably 6 or 8 of us.
Yeah.
And we walk in the house and he says, you can't step here. You can't go there.
Right.
And we look in the living room and all the couches had that really thick, clear plastic on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had to take your shoes off, I thought.
I remember.
And so I
Yeah, you had to take your shoes off.
But Dick, they were married a long time before that house.
Oh, they were?
A long time, yes.
Okay.
That was a house they bought in Centerville, right?
Well, I was probably only 10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So, I was remembering this. But when I asked Uncle Art, I said, well, well, if you have a nice couch to sit on, why do you put that heavy plastic on? You know what his answer was? Because my wife's Italian.
That would be the response. Yeah.
And then he lived with an Italian wife the rest of his married life.
Well,
Same reason she made her pasta.
Yeah.
Right.
Cousins, do you remember when she brought the child that she was keeping? She was babysitting to grandma's, and he had to sit on a stool. He could not play with the rest of us, or he would get his clothes dirty. And he
Oh my
sat
God.
on that stool. Yeah, it was a cute little kid. And he was all dressed up, and she would not let him get off that stool because he would get dirty. That was Aunt Lucy. Mhm.
Well, I remember her making like, what do you call it when you wrap like
Pasta.
meat in,
Ravioli.
Stromboli.
I can't say what I want to say.
It sounds like a game show or something.
Oh, man.
Well, it doesn't matter, Sue, but what was she making them? Or
Yeah, I think she made them at my mom's house. She'd wrap
Manicotti.
grapes in grape.
That's it.
Stuffed grape leaves.
Oh, wow.
And I think she used to bring jewelry to my mom's house. Do you remember that, Marcia? And then we could play with it. Like if she had old jewelry she didn't want, I think she used to bring it to our house. And then Marcia could have jewelry to play with.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that.
But the best stories were after they got, she kicked him out of the house, didn't she? And then he was trying to woo her for years, and got his teeth fixed and took her out to dinner. You guys all know that story. And he went to see her children.
Yeah.
Somehow she had stepchildren or something, and he went to the shore to look them up and all this. Never got her back though. Yeah, it was a sad story. Are you all crying?
Yeah. I never could understand Uncle Art anyway.
Yeah.
He always talked like he had his mouth full of marbles. I remember, I would try to act like I knew what he said, but I don't think I ever once.
Well, you got it. When we used to plant tobacco, and Uncle Art used to say, one more hour.
Yeah. Do you think he had a defect, speech defect, or do you think it was his teeth? I mean, I never knew either, but he was hard to understand. I don't know.
I think it was more than teeth,
Dad
really.
could understand every
Yeah,
word.
that was more than teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dad understood everything. I would not understand a word he said. Dad would know exactly what he
said. Yeah.
But Jim Stoner's children, your dad made my husband eat raw oysters.
It was good for him.
Remember when?
Good for you, Mo.
Lucky it was oysters and not something else.
I think you were still home, Beth, when we came to visit with our two friends from Alaska. Or that might not have been the time. We might have been there another time.
I remember y'all visiting but I think maybe it was with Moses' mother.
I think I remember. And yeah, my dad loved oysters. And this is so funny. This is so funny, Sylvia, that you say this, because he absolutely upset him so much that I wouldn't eat oysters. So Moses was a really good sport.
Well, I like cooked oysters, but raw? No, I wasn't.
I know Moses was a really good sport if he ate it, but I refused to. And then lo and behold, my daughter grows up, and the first time she's introduced to oysters, she's like, oh yeah, I love this. And I'm like, darn, I wish my dad knew this. It's a generation. My daughter loves raw oysters. It completely skipped a generation.
So who likes oysters?
I love them. I love
oysters.
I love them cooked, but not raw.
Who likes them raw?
Raw too, don't you?
Yeah,
raw.
Fried.
Yeah, and Grandpa Reist used to have them in a barrel in his day and age. You could buy a barrel, I guess, in Baltimore, and then they said on Jack, do you remember what street they lived on in Mountain? No, not in Mountain. In
Manheim.
People Street. They said that house, he would always have a barrel of oysters in the cellar. And I guess you had to put, feed in and, but they would keep for months. And apparently Grandpa Reist was the oyster eater. So that's where we get it from.
Well, Mark, you probably would remember this. I remember seeing once there was a list of all the food, all the condiments that were at Grandma and Grandpa's wedding. And one of them listed oysters, something like 13 barrels of oysters.
Oysters were a big thing in Lancaster.
My father, when he was dying in the hospital, they would ask him what he wanted to eat that day or the next day, and he always said raw oysters. But
Really?
he never got them, but that was a joke,
I don't think I knew that. I would have gone and bought him some.
Well, he was always joking, your dad, that's for sure. The thing I remember from your dad's funeral, remember when how many, now I get the numbers wrong because I tell this story to a lot of different people. But anyway, at the funeral, how many grandkids and grandkids and all that were there? Was it 27, 40 or something? What was the count? Do you remember?
I don't, Sylvia, you might know.
No, I don't.
At which?
Well, there were
at your dad's funeral.
Yeah, he got some.
Probably most of them were. How many were?
They were all there, but how many? Was 27 grandchildren and so many great grandchildren. Vegetables. 40 or something.
That's not shrimp.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
20 grandchildren, I think, but I don't know how many great grandchildren.
More great.
You don't know?
There was more, right?
Wow.
Yeah, because
there's more. But anyway, I remember the great grandchildren sang "Jesus Loved Me," and I think maybe Moses or somebody, it wasn't Moses, somebody else that led the grandchildren on a hymn, and then the great grandchildren got up, including the babies, and then they sang "Jesus Loved Me." Well, there was a good. I thought my memory said there was 40 great grandchildren, something like that. Does that make sense?
There were
Anyway, I go home.
We probably had 20 there.
Well, but they were all there. But anyway, I go home to my kids the next time I saw them, and I said, look, I used to come from Uncle Andy's funeral, and he had so many great grandchildren there at his funeral. And he said, I'm gonna live until I have one great grandchild, just one. And Neely said to me, Dad, that's impossible. Nobody had any kids. I didn't have any grandkids at that time. And she said, that's impossible. I said, no, it's not. I said, you get married, you have a son. Well, they weren't married, but didn't have any kids yet. I said, you have a son or daughter, and then 18 years from that, they have a baby, and I'm 91, and I have a great grandchild. And she goes, nobody gets married when they're 18. I said, well, we're going to change your rules. And now, you know what? I got 5 grandkids, and the oldest is 7, I guess. So I still got a shot, right? 11 more.
I don't know. You figure it out. You're the math major.
It doesn't matter. I'll probably never make it anyway.
It was cute. In that same video from the 1980 Stoner reunion, their cousin Sue interviewed my grandma and grandpa. And they're both very excited because that was the summer, I guess, before Dan and Alyssa were going to be born.
Yeah, both the moms were pregnant. Yep.
So the two of them looked at each other, and Graham kept saying, well, Jim and I are very excited because we're going to have not 1, but 2 grandchildren. Yes, after a long wait, we're having not 1, but 2 grandchildren.
And you know what's really funny about that, Rosalie? I was actually pregnant at the time.
You didn't know, yeah. She didn't know, yeah. Well, she was very excited. She kept bringing it up. We're having not 1, but 2 grandchildren.
I love that. I love that part of that video. So, that video is such a treasure.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really great.
So Beth, you say you have a copy of it.
I do too, I think.
Uncle Dick has it too.
Yeah, I have it on video, and I've converted some of them to DVD now. And if I did, then it'd be easier to copy.
Yeah.
Right.
And Beth,
I've
you're
got
Then
it
you
on
could post it to
DVD.
YouTube.
Yep.
You're
What?
muted, Aunt Beth.
Sue, you have it on
Oh, yeah, I
DVD?
have it, but I don't know how to do anything.
I have it. I'm not sure if it's on video or DVD. I think it's video probably.
Does Sylvia have it?
Yes, I think I have it too.
Yeah, I have it
No, but
also.
if you already have it on DVD, that would be
I
great.
think Marcia and Jerry has it.
I don't think I have it.
Judy has it.
Yeah,
Uncle
Sue,
Dick has it.
I might have it, but I have idea where it is.
Sue, wasn't my Greg doing the videoing?
Yes. I was trying to interview and going over and over the questions. Well, what do you think about this? And then we had Greg doing the videoing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mostly remember
He was
Jim
a little
Stoner
kid.
and
Yeah.
Jim Martin saying, "Oh, we've already been through that." One of the biggest things I remember.
So
Now,
Sue,
Sue, you didn't say anything about Dan yet. How's Dan doing? Everybody would like to know how Dan's doing.
Well, what would you like to know about him?
Well, anything. What's up? What's the news? How's he doing?
He's okay. I haven't seen him in a year because I haven't been out of my place.
Oh, because of COVID.
hey Jerry, Jerry, I talked to him 2 weeks ago.
Did you? I didn't talk to him for a month or two.
We talked about the regular baseball and we talked about fast cars.
This is Dan Martin? Dan Martin or a different Dan?
No, Dan, Sue's brother Dan Stoner.
Oh, okay.
From California.
California.
Right. And why don't we, Rosalie, do you know how Sue and Dan ended up in California?
No, I've always been curious.
I'm gonna tell that story.
Well,
Who's
you know
gonna
that
tell
big
that story?
long picture?
We've
You know
all
the big
heard it.
long picture?
Yeah.
Sue's father, Dan, and his cousin are the only ones of that generation of Rice that aren't in the picture. Now, Sue, you tell the story. 'Cause you probably-
Wait. Did I get
Well,
the wrong?
he came out west with I think he was 16, but he might have been 15 or 17, but I think 16. He came out west with Abe Mumma,
Yep.
which would be
Jill's connected.
Yep.
Tim's grandfather.
Right.
He came out with Abe Mumma from Root Sale. That Abe Mumma.
Yep.
And they came out, I don't know, they went through North Dakota, up in Northern California. They were farming the whole way, but he was about 16, I think. He
I
had to
always
drop
heard
out of
15.
high school. Huh?
15 or
I heard
16.
15. I don't know why that sticks in my head.
Well, was he
I heard
15 or
16,
16?
I think. And he farmed his way out, and they bought a car and came out, or whatever they did. I know he was up in Northern California. My mother's from San Francisco. And I don't have any first cousins on the West Coast. My mother's brother never had any children, and he's deceased. So my mother's first cousin is still alive and lives down Silicon Valley. They're all from that area. So she lives in a $5 million house.
And how did your parents meet? How did your parents meet?
In San Francisco. My mother was still living at home, and it was during the Depression.
Yeah, so
got
they were like
married.
Dust Bowl. Yeah.
I'm trying to think when they got married in 1938.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
my mother was quite different from my father. My father was into farming and visiting Uncle Ike and the farms.
Oh, wow. So wait, so you're from the
He
only
played the
Dan.
stock market a lot too, your dad.
Oh yeah. I was in the stock market a lot in the 70s and the late 90s myself. So I made more money in the stock market than in real estate. So
Now,
Jerry
Sue-
should be doing okay.
Huh?
Sue, you and I have talked about a lot of similarities between our two dads.
Okay.
You and I a few times, and I'll tell one of the stories is that, where did Sue go?
I don't know. She hit the wrong button, I guess.
I think we might be seeing her skin. Yeah, that was her finger.
Yeah,
remember
I can't hold this up and see the people.
Do you remember this story? So my dad my dad, this is not very complimentary about my dad, but Sue said her dad did the same thing. Sue and Dan said, so my mom would be talking. My dad would say, Lois, you don't know what you're talking about. They'd say, Lois, you don't know what you're talking about. And then Sue said her dad said, or Dan, Sue or Dan told me her dad would say the same thing. Right, Sue? About your mom.
Well, I
Maybe
don't remember
Dan told me
that. I remember Uncle Jim telling me to buy real estate in 1980, and I bought 5 pieces of real estate.
Well, that was a good
That was
thing.
too late. He was always giving advice too late, Sue.
It wasn't too late where I am.
No, she said it was not too late.
No.
It was 1980. My brother talks about that. I bought a condo and 2 houses in 1980. And then I bought one in house in 85 and where I live in 90. So, but I don't live in Silicon Valley. I live in Sacramento. Things are a lot cheaper here.
She lives in a real nice condo. I was out 2 years ago already, right?
Oh,
Sue?
cool.
Oh yeah, you live in a great little condo community.
Very nice. Very nice. But
I think I got mixed up on which branch Sue Stoner is from. That's from Uncle Dan?
No, Uncle John.
Uncle John, Uncle John, Uncle John.
Her
Okay.
brother is Dan.
Right, but then there's also an Uncle Dan, but he doesn't have any descendants in this call.
Right.
Right.
Yes, they're not on the call.
They're not on the call.
Sylvia
Yeah.
has also visited me. Sylvia's been here, and let's see, Jerry's been here a couple of times. I figured out that I've been to 17 of your houses. 17 of the first cousins. Yes.
Wow.
Well, you got to get around. You got to get to everybody, Sue.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been in New Orleans since late 60s, I think. You know, I haven't quite
You're
hit
welcome
everywhere.
to come. You're welcome to come. All the kids have left, so we got room.
Well, I'm not flying right now. I'm barely going out of my house.
How many first cousins are you guys?
35.
35. Molly's the youngest.
Including those who are
Originally
deceased?
39, I think, weren't there?
Or 39, including like Aunt Lib's children, or?
There were originally 39 or maybe 40.
Wait,
Oh, really?
right.
I always thought it was
I'm
35.
confused on Jake's. There was Jake's daughter who Vita Jean used to see, but
Gloria Ann.
Gloria,
right.
not many of us. She was an only child, or was there another child?
She
there's
had a
another-
brother in
Had a brother.
Los Angeles. She had a brother in
Man.
Los Angeles that Jill saw with Uncle Ike when they came out. Uncle Ike came out with, let's see, Aunt Evie and Minnie. And that was about a year or two, about 75. My father passed away in 77. And they went down to see Uncle Jake's son in LA. So it would be Jill that was there. But Jill was only 16 because she was bowling with my brother Dan.
My brother John and I went to visit Gloria Ann a few years ago. She was living in Lancaster.
Really? Oh, wow. What's
There's
this?
Jake.
That's Jake and Gloria Ann.
Oh, wow.
But
Can you
Gloria
put
Ann-
these
wait,
pictures
Gloria
on
Ann is his
Facebook
daughter.
or
Oh, that's
something?
his daughter. Okay.
These are on a site. These I've already uploaded to a site called Find a Grave. Have you guys ever been there?
Yeah, we got it.
No, we didn't meet the grave yet.
Us older ones need help, Mark. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who are these? Are these the children or Jake? Is that Uncle Jake?
That's Jake.
That's Uncle
This is
Jake.
Jake and yeah.
Look,
Like,
And his
that's
wife?
his.
No, that was
Yeah,
his daughter,
Gloria Ann.
apparently, right?
Oh, the daughter.
No, that's his wife.
That's his wife. Okay, but the daughter is named Gloria Ann.
right.
Yeah.
I forget his wife's name.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
He
Irene,
must
I
have
think.
gotten married when he was really young.
Irene, there it
It
is.
wasn't Gloria, was it?
Gloria Ann was a lot older than Vita Jean.
Irene.
Irene, I think that was her
Irene.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is
Who
it-
was Vita Jean? I remember meeting her, but I don't know whose daughter she was.
Aunt Lib.
Oh,
Aunt Lib.
okay. I remember her.
And Mikey.
She's
There
definitely
were only two
memorable.
of them, Rosie.
Vita Jean was wonderful. She never got married, and she would come down and take care of Molly and I.
Oh.
So she would come down to Washington, DC and like babysit for us for, you know, a weekend, or maybe other of our siblings were there too. She would come babysit for us, and she was just a really, really wonderful person.
She was great. I loved her.
Yeah,
I
she
remember
never
meeting her,
married.
yeah.
And
I'm
she took
invited
care of
to-
her mother, and she
Oh.
knew everything that happened with any Mennonite in Lancaster County.
Yeah.
A lot of other people.
And she would tell you if you
Yeah.
asked.
She would tell you what, Judy?
She would tell you if you ask about
Oh,
anyone in Lancaster County. And who they were related to.
After Aunt Lib died, and so that there was no one at home anymore, Vita Jean joined us most every Thanksgiving and Christmas
yeah.
for years and years and years. Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
in her later life, our family shared in a lot of special time with Vita Jean when she would join us for those 2 holidays every year.
I had heard some funny story. I think maybe my grandmother was getting on a bus. Do you guys, Uncle Dick or Dad, do you remember this? Graham ran into.
No, this is Moses's story. When
Oh,
Moses was
okay,
here,
okay.
When you came through New Orleans that time, you had come from Florida, and there was a story, maybe your mom had come down on the bus, and there's Jean or something.
Whose mom?
I don't know.
Moses' mom, right? I remember she stayed with us, right? I remember that.
Correct, yes.
So there's this bus that goes from Lancaster to Sarasota once a week. And
Which is a like Mennonite bus.
we were wanting to be in Florida longer than Moses' mother wanted to be, so we made arrangements that she would come on this bus, and Vita Jean was on the bus, and that was my Moses' mom, and yeah, was very welcoming to Russ Mummy, we called her, and
Did they figure that out on the bus or only when she got off?
Okay, she didn't recognize Moses' mom, but she's hanging out the window when we were there to get to meet Moses' mom, and Vita Jean's hollering out the window, hey!
That would be Vita Jean, yeah.
Yeah,
Marcia, when she went to your holidays, was that at your house or was that at your mom and dad's house?
No, at our house.
Oh, okay.
After Mom and Dad didn't do it anymore, then the holidays came to our house.
Oh, that's nice.
And then she would come to our house. I mean, we did enough years that early on she would drive out herself to our house. And then later on, Mark would go pick her up and bring her.
Nice.
I never knew that.
That's really special.
But she was definitely very much a unique person.
Yeah.
And I think in longer, to stay with her a long time might be trying, especially traveling with her. We had.
Yes.
And didn't she work for a company? Didn't she work for a company that sold gravestones or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Interesting,
That's why
'cause-
she knew who everybody was in Lancaster, I guess.
Yeah, but
It's ironic with a name like Vita. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was
She
thinking
took
that
care of
too.
old people. She took care of a lot of old men, in their dying days, and she used to, take care of them for. Wow, she did that for years, and years.
Right.
And I remember during her last couple of weeks when she was having her problems with her colon and all that, and there was a farmhouse, and I didn't know this lady at the time, but I got to know her when Vita Jean got sick. But anyway, Vita Jean was in and out of the hospitals, and toward the end, this lady, and she lives in this beautiful, beautiful farmhouse. It's a stone farmhouse outside Mount Joy, the biggest farmhouse in that area, with a creek around. It's just a beautiful farmhouse. Might have 7 bedrooms in it. Anyway, when Vita Jean was on her last days, this lady, because Vita Jean used to take care of her husband or something. I don't know what the story was. Vita Jean took care of somebody in their family.
Mhm.
But in her last days, this lady invited Vita Jean to come and live with her for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Before she ended up in the hospital to die. And anyway, I remember going to see her at this farmhouse. And I'm thinking, and I walked in this beautiful house. I'd never been in a beautiful kitchen. I walked into this farmhouse, and I was expecting to go up and see Aunt Molly in one of the bedrooms because I knew I had seen her before. She was sick.
You mean
Right.
Vita Jean.
And the lady goes, "Come on in, let's go see Vita Jean now." We go into this gorgeous living room, this big fireplace in the corner, and there's Vita Jean sitting on this big rocking, big sofa-like chair, laying back in front of this beautiful fire. Looked as comfortable as anything, and I just couldn't believe it. What I expected to see and what I saw was completely different.
Huh.
I remember her. She had curly gray hair, right,
Oh,
and
yeah.
glasses, and she wore like this like flower print. I don't know. I remember, or I imagine her in flower print.
Yeah.
But that was my last. Well, it wasn't my last image of Vita Jean. My last image was in the hospital when she was on the ventilator. My last image, and that wasn't good. But Vita Jean, she was a good soul. I mean, she was stubborn. She was as stubborn as a get, and she had her ways, but she had a good heart.
Right.
Are there any stoners that aren't stubborn? Thank you, Sue.
Well, before we leave Vita Jean, I don't know if you remember Jerry's speech. He gives a lot of good speeches, but he gave a wonderful speech at Vita Jean's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember your words. You said she lived a life of service. Think of that, a life of service.
She did.
Well, Jerry, you did a lot for Vita Jean in her last years too, I think. Financial, I mean.
Yeah, I took care of her financial stuff.
Yeah.
I remember my first time when I came, my English was not too well at all. And Jean introduced his family and was a lot of people because was mom birthday too. So I remember I say, "Hey, I am from Colombia. My name is Sandra." But it was a point when I get tired and I feel like I should to be a poster and put it to me. Hi, my name is Sandra. I'm from Colombia. Anyway, I remember Vita Jean was really welcoming me and get warm with me. And talk to me like nothing happened, like know me for many years and figure out my English and make a conversation and introduce a picture of her grave that she was proud to pay when she passed away. We have a beautiful stone in his grave. I don't know, and she introduced me that she started to pay that, and I say, my goodness, she's so young, she's healthy, and she's so proud to pay about his grave. I remember, I never forgot that. She was really special to me.
But
That's
beautiful. Sandra called her vitamin.
Hey, but Jerry, you accidentally said Aunt Molly when you were telling about.
Yeah.
I think she channeled Aunt Molly. I think those two souls had a lot in common.
That's what I was going to say earlier, Dickie. They have they have a lot in common in my head too.
Yeah.
I have an interesting story about Molly. I may have told some of you before, but I had visited Molly one time in Florida during a spring break or something. So I had some contact with her, but I did a term of school in the Middle East, and I was in Israel for 5 weeks or so. And one afternoon, I get paid where we were staying that I had a phone call in Jerusalem. And, I was shocked, like thinking there was some really terrible situation that my family is calling me when I'm in, out of the country. And I answer the phone and it's Molly. She just happened to be on a tour in Israel at the same time. And my mother had given her a phone number where I could be reached. So I went and visited Molly at her hotel that evening. It was
Oh my God.
Interesting situation.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Jim, this segues right into a story about you.
I'm sorry.
Do you know what story I'm going to tell?
No, but I'm a little scared.
What?
Jack and I were NASCARing, as we did for 10 years in Richmond, I think it was. And we're sitting at the bar. Imagine that. We're sitting at the bar, and who comes into the bar and sits beside us and says, "Hi, cuz," but Jim Stoner. I almost fell off the seat. Because first of all, I didn't know you were there or close by. And the fact that you looked us up, I was just so blown away. I thought that was so nice.
I looked over there and I said, "That sure looks like Judy."
Oh, you mean you didn't look us up?
No, I just happened to, I saw you there and I said, "Wow, that's got to be Judy." And I went over and sure enough it was.
Here, I thought you knew we were there. Oh, that's even better. Wow. That's really cool.
I think the only one of the siblings that I met, except for, well, it would be aside from my grandpa, was Aunt Jenny.
Is that right?
And Uncle Andy. I think that I met Aunt Marty at the reunion, of course, but I don't know if I would have known any of the others, right, Daddy? What do you think?
I think Mama says you would have known some others, but you don't remember.
What did you say, Dad? Mom, I would have known
That's
who?
some others, but you don't remember.
Okay, but I don't remember.
Right,
Well, I remember when we visited Aunt Jenny and Uncle Andy, we were so excited. We just had the best time. We thought that was so cool. And yeah, Uncle Andy was like a legend. We always, because we saw him eat ice cream for breakfast that one time.
Yeah.
And we were so impressed. We were so amazed.
Oh, here's
Rosalie, didn't you go? Oops, go ahead. No, I just remember Aunt Jenny telling me about Rosalie and her whole family visiting Aunt Jenny and staying down in the basement or something.
Yeah.
I heard about that from Aunt Jenny. She said she really had a good time.
Oh,
Aunt
we
Jenny
had the
used to
best
love all
time.
the relatives.
She had this purple, she was wearing like a purpley pink colored dress. And I thought she looked very stately. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, she did that. She
Yeah.
did dress like that a lot.
I thought she looked very stately. And then we were and Uncle Andy was wearing suspenders, and I hadn't seen too many men wear suspenders. So I was very impressed by that.
Aunt Jenny was a pretty woman, I thought.
She was so pretty, and she just seemed so gentle. And they would sit in their rocking chairs, I guess, on the porch, and they were just so, they were very like serene. And I remember, yeah, Uncle Andy was eating ice cream, and we asked him how come he was allowed to eat ice cream for breakfast. And he said, "Well, I have to support the dairy farmers."
Look at that.
So that's what we say now in my family when we want to go out for ice cream. Sometimes we'll say, "Well, let's support the dairy farmers. It's time to support the dairy farmers."
Well,
Good.
Aunt,
I think that Sue, did you say that Sue and Sylvia, did you say your dad said that she was the prettiest? I think he was right.
That's beautiful.
No,
so when
prettiest.
Mark, do you have these all on one website that you can send us all?
Well, these I don't have. These just came from when we were going through my parents' things.
Oh.
We found photos. So we actually divided things up and have photos for each family group. So we'll make sure Sylvia and Sue, you get the ones we have of these. So hopefully we'll have a in-person family reunion, and if that doesn't happen, we'll mail it to you. But I thought it'd be fun to bring in person, just because then we could all talk about them.
Well,
she
Mark,
was very pretty.
Mark, I wish we could have another virtual meeting again. I love this, because maybe
can
like
do it.
April or something.
That sounds fine to me.
You
Is it
get
good
more
with
people.
everyone else?
Yeah.
Get more people.
Yeah, we're Mary and Ben, Jack. I said, I'm going to spank my kids. Where are your kids?
Thank you very much, Mark, for doing all this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mark,
Thanks for letting me come.
Mark's brothers. What about Mark's brothers? Where are they?
Well, I texted my brother Dave, and he's actually at a birthday party for Marcia's daughter Becky, her husband. It's his 59th birthday today. So they all live down near Charlottesville, near Beth.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were doing that.
All the rest of the boys are doing good. We saw them up at the sale, up at Aunt Marty's sale this summer. That was fun.
Yeah.
Does John still live in the house where he originally lived?
He
Your
still
brother
has
John?
that house, but he works for a farmer and often just stays there, like up
Okay.
around State College.
Okay.
And he also works for an auctioneer.
Okay. And what about your brother Fred? What can you tell us about him?
He's
I saw him.
lived between.
We saw him yesterday. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, go ahead.
Oh, he lives up between Bloomsburg and Danville, where he has for like the last 20 years or so, and still does like contracting work, remodels kitchens, any kind of jobs like that. He can do anything.
Yeah, Fred can.
I forget which one of them, John or Fred. I was at the New York State Farm Show.
Probably John.
That would have been John.
And I'm like, that looks like my cousin. That's my cousin?
But which one? Which one is it, right?
And so I got up enough nerve to go over and say, are you a Stoner? that was kind of fun, seeing him there behind the stand.
I think
they all look alike,
in our house about my brother, I forget if it was John or Fred, it was one of them, and they were, I don't know, they went somewhere, I think when they were in college, and went into a bar or someplace to eat, and somebody thought it was Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a friend of mine or something, and he said, you got to be a stoner or something, or I don't know. He thought he was me. They thought he was me.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Some bar in State College.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think that happened to you once, where they thought you were Jack.
Dick, you mean?
Yeah.
A bunch of us all walked in. I remember Jack showing us the properties in Mannheim when he was renovating buildings there, and we walk in and Jack says to the guy, hey, these guys are my cousins. We came up after reunion, and there was about 5 of us in it. I know it was John Phillip and Fred and myself, probably my brother Jim, and the guy looked at Jack and said, yeah, no kidding. You guys all look the same. You're all wearing glasses and you're all about 5'10" or 5'11".
We always call them the Stoner cloners.
Who did that?
So here's the big thing. As we get older, everybody check to see who gets the longest earlobes. Some of our dads had some humongous earlobes. I think that's something that comes with the stoner.
Or how about the sagging eyes?
I got that. I got a little saggy eye and a little.
Okay, ladies, who had something done? Did anybody have anything done yet with those saggy eyes? I didn't either, but I keep looking at them.
I know.
Here's what we all
you have to raise your eyebrows to see anything.
If they get bad enough, it will actually be paid for by Medicare.
I heard that.
Tell you that. What about our colonoscopies? Everybody up to date on the colonoscopy?
Oh my gosh. That's what's in the family.
Don't wait, stoners. Don't wait, stoners.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, the Martins, both of our grandmas had colon cancer. Yeah. Yeah. We have it on both sides as well. Grandma Martin died early and Grandma Stoner. It wasn't until I was in nursing school that I figured out what they were irrigating. So you go to visit and they're in the bathroom irrigating, and finally I'm in nursing school and I'm putting 2 to 2 together and I'm saying, Mom, is that what's going on?
Oh my.
In that little kitchen off the
Oh yeah.
But
what about, excuse me, I'm sorry. What about Sylvia? Are you back at work Do you have school where you are?
We've been off the last week and a half, or the students have been, because too many teachers had to be quarantined. We had a couple positive cases. But tomorrow we're supposed to be back in, well, in the hybrid, only half kids come each day. Some come in 2 days and some come another 2 days. And
Our kids are out for a week here in Lidditz in Warwick because they had 3 or 4 cases. I'm not sure if it was teachers or kids, but they closed.
That
for a
was
week.
just high school, Judy.
Was it high school?
Yeah, 'cause my daughter teaches at elementary and they're in school every day.
Are
you
Sue,
teaching
it
in
looks
person,
like
Aunt
you
Molly?
have some grandchildren staying with you.
No, I'm actually at my daughter's house because we made applesauce. Started about 5 o'clock. So when Zoom came on, my husband took over my job.
Oh.
Finish the applesauce and clean up all the dishes. So you helped me get out of all.
well, yesterday we made 29 quart of sauerkraut.
Wow.
We had made a big crock of sauerkraut and it's time to can it.
See, your colon's gonna be just fine.
Dad, tell them about Mom's sauerkraut.
And some horseradish. I don't know what
I love
horseradish does
sauerkraut.
for your colon.
Cousin Sylvia, my mom's been making sauerkraut in a crock.
Oh.
Yeah, she's been making it in a crock. She asked me if I wanted a sauerkraut crock, and I said, I think I'm good, Mom. But she sent one to Cecilia, my sister, and so Cecilia and her husband use it to keep cookies in.
Yeah.
How do you make that horseradish? You take the roots. I got horseradish and I got the roots. I haven't read about what do you do? You
just peel it and grind. You want to do it outside or you'll cry really hard because here. But we took the food processor, cut it up in small pieces, peeled it and cut it in small pieces and grind it in the food processor. And then just added some white vinegar and salt.
white vinegar.
Yeah, I forget.
And it'll keep all winter, won't it?
You had 8 cups of horseradish and then 2.5 cups of vinegar.
8 cups of horseradish?
Yeah.
What, do you put it on everything?
We just put it in the fridge. We'll share it with our kids and put it on meat. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
And then
Or if you come to visit, we'll give you some.
I poured a little boiling water on it just to soften it, make the consistency nicer.
And we can pick cranberries up here. We made craisins here about a week ago.
Nice.
Do you have wild cranberries, Molly?
No, not around here. No.
Somebody just told me about them 2 or 3 years ago. And it's so much fun to go pick, and you can pick gallons of them.
Oh, next year. What's the season? Do you go in September, October?
After frost.
After frost. Okay, I'm gonna remember that next year. Cross our fingers, we'll be able to travel.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well,
Is it syrup time yet, Aunt Molly? Is it syrup? Is the syrup running?
Oh, that's February, March.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's when it's after the freeze when the sap is starting to flow again.
I always think about it as a fall thing, but I guess that's because where we don't have where you don't have actual maple trees, you think of fall as, like pumpkin spice lattes and maple spice, so it's I commodified fall, I guess. That's why I think
Will
about
you
it.
start about the beginning
My
of
dad
March?
is ashamed. He's about to disown me.
Wait, somebody was saying something.
Will you start maple syrup in
Oh,
early
your
March?
city roots, Rosalie.
Sometimes you'll see a couple buckets out in January even, but always by town meeting the first Tuesday in March, and oftentimes it's mid to late February.
Yeah, late February, early March is when they do here.
Yeah.
What's town
I
meeting?
wonder where we are latitude wise. I wonder how we compare latitude wise.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ashamed of myself, and I'm sure all my ancestors that we've discussed are ashamed of me too. So
I doubt it.
We're proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
my
only
dad didn't
second
teach me
cousin.
these things. My dad didn't teach me these things.
Are you in the city of Chicago, Rosalind? Are you in the city of Chicago?
Yeah, more or less. I'm not downtown, but
are
I'm
you-
in the Hyde Park neighborhood, which it's deep in the South Side. So I'm in the city proper.
Are you still in
You're
school?
muted. We couldn't hear your response.
Oh, sorry. I am in Chicago. I'm not downtown, but I'm in Hyde Park, which is a neighborhood on the near South Side. So I'm in the city proper.
And
Are
she's
you working
really
on your doctorate or something?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to finish in May or June.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
Yeah, so heading into crunch time. It is quick. Yeah, Aunt Molly visited me. Aunt Molly's came, what, was that 2 summers ago or just 1 summer? 2 summers, right?
2008.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
What's
We
your
were on a late,
doctorate,
yeah, Jordy
Ian?
and I got there. That was fun.
Classics. So I do like ancient educational philosophy and rhetoric. So I do like rhetoric and philosophy, and I focus in Latin, but I also use some Greek.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, but we
Lofty.
don't. Yeah, I've lost touch with my agricultural roots.
That's okay. You get the gold star for showing up tonight.
Yeah.
Yes,
For sure.
Dick.
Well,
I
this
feel
was
the
really
same
fun.
way.
Thanks for letting me come. It's really fun. I always feel like I don't get to see enough of the Stoner family. So
Rosalie,
Thank you for coming.
So,
Rosalie, before you
I'll leave
left,
you.
I'd like to tell you how special is November 8th for us too.
Oh yeah, you'll have to tell me.
Yeah, it's our anniversary.
Oh
and we
wow!
are married 17 years.
17 years. Wow. Congratulations.
Really?
What a special
17
day.
years?
17?
I can't believe it.
17.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you know that was the same anniversary as the grandpa and grandma
No.
Stoner, or is it a coincidence?
We just found out our last Zoom meeting
Cool.
at the funeral.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
so what year were you married? 2003.
3.
3.
Oh, it wasn't. That was just yesterday.
Yeah, I'll say.
Seems like it.
No, wait,
17 years ago.
Jim,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
our daughter Yvonne was married that year. And it doesn't quite balance out. She has 8 sons. You have 1.
Is she still homeschooling all 8 children?
Yes.
Wow, that's so much work. Good
Okay.
for her.
She's still homeschooling all of them. Oh, wow.
It's the ones that are in school. Her 3-year-old just said the other day, last weekend we had about 8 inches of snow. And the 3-year-old said the middle of the week after the snow was melted, how come winter's over already?
We didn't get 8 inches, but we got that storm too. It was crazy. It was like there were, 3 inches of snow last week and then 72 degrees today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a little
Well, I
nuts.
guess you guys would have been, yeah.
I'm in
What
the
state?
southeast corner of Vermont.
Oh, Vermont, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vermont.
And we have no snow in California, not where I live, not in Sacramento.
You wanna say hi
Have to
to
go about 70 miles, 80 miles, and there's plenty of snow.
Is that Aunt
They
Jerry?
put out fires, right, Sue? The snow.
What?
The snow that they got recently put out some of the fires.
Well, it'll certainly, they're not out of control or anything right now. I haven't heard about fires for a while.
Yeah,
But
we
the
have-
snow will get rid of it, don't we? And the smoke has been fine for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Hey, Aunt Jerry. Hey.
What? I'm playing with the computer here. I got a new system. Everything's on the bottom, and who's ever speaking, I can push a bottom button and they show up.
Also,
Well,
what if
you're
you,
learning.
someone is
You're being
recording this
educated,
meeting.
Jerry.
I am.
Cousin Mark is, yeah.
Mark is recording everything we're saying. Oh my
Oh,
But,
wow,
yeah.
you should have told us.
Good thing
Oh, my
you didn't.
goodness.
You
Get
didn't.
the
No
editor
one.
out.
I
You
guess
didn't go
deal with it for 20
individually
years.
to.
All right,
Fortunately, no one shared personal details about their colonoscopies because it's all on recording.
So
I
Marcia
Well-
put on,
Oh, it's
That's
Jordy.
my son.
you know,
Hey,
talking
Jordy.
about the agriculture and the growing things. Marcia put on a neat post on Facebook about saffron, and a few weeks ago, you had saffron, and here's what struck me is you said you first dry it before you use it. Is that right, Marcia?
Mm-hmm. You just pull out the little red, what are they,
Pistils.
stamens?
The pistils.
Whatever, pistils or stamens, whichever it is. I forget flower sex. But but you just pull those out, and I just put them on a paper towel and let them dry. And then when they're dry, then I just stick them in a little jar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know,
that's neat.
How do you know? Mom had some at one time. How do you know what kind of, it's like a crocus, right?
It's like a crocus, but it's a fall crocus. So they're blooming now.
Huh.
So every day I go out and just pick off whatever flowers came up that day and pull out the little red things. And
so when you buy them, is it called a saccharin, or how do you know? What's that?
Yeah, it would be a saffron crocus bulb.
Wow.
That you would buy.
What happens if you put it in a big jar instead of a little jar?
It's lost.
So tiny.
Got more work to do, Jack, to fill it up.
Rosalie, I have a memory of when you were at Dad and Mom's. Mose and I were there at some of the time, and
I remember that.
We played croquet.
Yeah.
Girls had played croquet before.
Oh, that's fun. No, I remember the thing that I remember the most is we went to see Cousin John's dairy farm.
Oh yeah.
And the machines with that they hooked the cows. I guess I had an idyllic vision of hand milking. And so I was quite impressed to see the machines.
Oh, that's great.
My dad had a story about us taking a wagon around the field or something. I don't remember the exact details, but there was something we were taking Anthony in a little red wagon around the field, and we got stuck in the mud on the other end or something like that. That was a fun visit. I guess Cousin Jim, that you guys would have been engaged at that time, right? Because we came in the spring of 2003.
Okay.
So yeah, it was before your
think
wedding, I guess.
I think I met you there when your family visit. It may have been the same time.
Yeah.
What about Sylvia's son, Eric? Not Eric, I meant Yvonne. What kind of milking are they doing with a robot?
Yeah, they have robots. So
They have robots now.
How many cows are they milking?
120.
Huh? 120?
Yes.
Oh.
What do you
Holy
have, like,
mackerel.
two robots?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's
That's the way to go, really.
been a hard adjustment.
If I ever milked cows, I'd get a robot.
Cousin John was saying at the last reunion, he was saying the cows were going in to be milked. They were getting more milk from them because they were going in more often.
Right.
But it was like a feedback loop, because the more often they would go in for relief, the more their bodies would produce or something like that. So they were actually producing more milk with the robot.
Same thing happens with women.
I was just gonna say, I kind of remember that, Judy. I was gonna say the same thing.
What was that?
But Rosalie, you know why they go in?
Yeah, we know all about that, don't we, Molly?
Yeah, we sure do.
Every time they go in, they get fed a little bit. And then usually what happens is if they go in more than 5 times a day, the robot kicks them. They won't let them in. They go in there, they don't get any food, and the door opens and they have to walk back out. The best is about 5 times a day. If it goes over 5.
Well, how does it know the individual cows? How does it know?
It has a tag.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's like a thing on their neck, and then it hits it and goes.
Transponder.
FID.
Wow.
The same way your Easy Pass works on the highway.
That's what I was thinking. It's the same way I print my papers on the school copy machine, you know?
Yeah.
It is. So Rosalie, when you're writing about this someday in the future and you're writing a book, you can say that our generation remembered when the hand milking went to vacuum milking. And I can remember being a little boy at Ike's farm, and that was such a big deal because you were vacuum milking into cans, but then you got the first big tank, I guess, and had the lines that took the milk right from the cows to the big tank, so that there was less chance to for it to be exposed to the atmosphere.
Right.
Well, thanks to Cousin Mark, I'll have this recording.
Rosalie, just so you know, that was a big deal.
Oh, this is good. No, I can check up on this recording for the rest of my life and do my research. You'll all be a character in one of my.
Wow. Are you going to write a book?
Yeah, I'm doing research right now for the next great American novel.
Hey, if you ever get a chance, seriously though, if you guys ever get a chance to read anything Rosalie has written, do it. She wrote the most amazing college essay I've ever read.
Oh,
Unbelievable essay.
Actually, yeah, it was an application essay to the grad school that I go to, but I didn't go there for college.
Was that the XY one? The What is X?
Finding X, yeah.
That was amazing.
I didn't read
Share
it.
it with us.
How can we get a copy?
Share with us.
Yeah, how do we get it?
Guys, I don't know if we even have it anymore. My mom probably has it, but I may not have it. I don't know.
I think I have a
Mom has
paper.
Send it to me, Aunt Molly.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it.
She should post it on Facebook then.
Yeah.
You can post it on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook, so.
I'll put it
Well,
on the
but you
family.
said your mom does, right?
She does, yeah. If I were just a few years younger, I would have something that I bet none of you have ever heard of, which is TikTok.
Oh, no.
That's what
Yeah,
we need.
I'm just teasing.
Chinese Twitter, yes.
Come on, what do you take us for? We've never heard of TikTok? Come on.
Not that
My
ancient.
dad hasn't heard of TikTok. Dad doesn't know. Do you, Dad?
Well, I heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
It's Chinese.
Oh, you
I wouldn't
Jerry.
spend time on it. I wouldn't spend time. I don't know if it's worth
Okay, Jim, I admit I'm in the same category as you. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's how the Chinese are spying on you.
When,
you better find out.
when you
Well, that's
teach
what-
third
yeah.
and fourth grade, you hear a lot about
TikTok. Well, people my age and people my age are like, we're like the bottom level of people who have Facebook. Just a couple years below me, it seems like people don't have Facebook. They have Instagram and Snapchat.
Yes.
But below that, so my sister has Facebook, but also Instagram and Snapchat. And then below that, they have Snapchat and TikTok. So incoming college freshmen have TikTok and Snapchat. But people my age don't really have Snapchat, and they're getting into
Interesting.
TikTok.
The millennials, what I heard is the millennials got off of Facebook when all the baby boomers got on.
Got on, yeah. That there might be a correlation there.
But then they get back on when they're on sports
done with
teams.
this.
They get back on sports teams because they all want to use Messenger. So they all have these group chats like, oh, that's the squad, that's the soccer squad, and that's the basketball squad, and that's the whatever squad.
Yeah.
So does Jordy use Facebook?
Not Facebook for the Facebook
Okay.
function, but for the Messenger he uses.
Okay, I'm really surprised actually. I would think he's part of the TikTok and Snapchat.
Well, he does.
cohort.
No, I mean his primary thing is Snapchat, but
Yeah.
but they all do group chats on
on Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
Is he there right now? Can you put him on the screen?
Oh, I did a
He
minute
was there for
ago.
just a second, yeah.
Yeah, he came on a second. He's got his hair totally gone now. He had this long curly hair, and then the soccer team did
Aw.
horrible haircuts for their playoff games, and he shaved it all and left the curls just in the front. So then he was walking around like that for a week, and now he took it all off. It's a huge change because he had so much hair.
Yeah, here's a big deal with that. Well, how old is he?
He's 15.
Oh, 15. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yes, hair and shoes, right? It seems to be
Yeah.
hair and shoes.
Yeah. that's
How's
right.
Ty doing? How's Ty? Is he at home or is he
well,
at school?
He's at school, but all his
Okay.
classes are remote, but he's up there and he's doing great. Yeah, he's like they come home at Thanksgiving and then they stay home so that they don't have kids going back
Going
with
back and forth.
potential exposure.
Is he doing computer science or is that the one he switched out of?
No, he switched into.
Okay,
he was-
into,
decided, like,
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks again for doing this. I gotta run, but it was good to see everybody, and I guess we'll do it again sometime, huh?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you,
Are
John.
you retired? Because the kids
John
are
retired?
or not the babies, the grandkids are in bed and their parents are here, but they have to get up and we're at their house. They have to get up and go to school tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So do
All right, I think it's time to end it. Everybody's starting to get tired. You'll all get tired.
Thank you, cousin
Well,
Mark.
not
Thank you.
everybody's tired.
Thanks a lot.
See you.
That's
Good
right.
to see everybody.
Hey,
Thanks so
thank you,
much,
Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks,
It was
Mark.
great.
Really appreciate it.
See ya.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.